helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code,
summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule,
and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Ready for your next ride? Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford has the newer used car you've been dreaming of, plus state-of-the-art service and collision centers. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. 3 great brands, 1 trusted name. Visit today or at wilkinsoncars.com.
Hey, it's Adam Golden. I am in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham. Your open house coming up. What can we expect? Give me all the bells and whistles.
This Friday and Saturday, 8 to 5 on Friday and 8 to 4 on Saturday. We're going to be here. All of our manufacturers' reps are going to be here. We're going to have food trucks. You can come out for breakfast if you're an early riser, but if you want to come for lunch, we'll have lunch from like 11 to 3.
Nice.
And we're giving away thousands of dollars of prizes. This year we've got a special prize of 2,000 square feet of James Hardy siding, which is enormous. So if you're in the market for siding, please come out and see us. And you'll be there, right?
I will be there. I don't think I am eligible for the siding, but can I get something?
You absolutely can. I'll make you ice cream personally.
Ice cream?
Ice cream. Personally.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You guys have everything. You have windows, doors, awnings, railings, gutter helmets. I mean, it's tremendous. You guys do an amazing job. The open house Friday and Saturday, 8 to 5, and then 8 to 4 on Saturday. They'll feed you to the gills. 800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com.
Summer's wrapping up, and life is picking back up. Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve, to keep you going. With just 1 pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC-branded pain relievers. Aleve helps keep you moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose, so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
Get in the hole!
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Gradually, we're seeing those clouds move on out. Temperatures will climb into the mid-70s for this afternoon, so feeling pretty comfortable, but breezy, with winds gusting about 15 to 20 miles per hour. 61 and mostly cloudy tonight, but a nice day tomorrow. Partly cloudy with highs in the mid-80s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 145 points to 45,903.
Lopez, play action, looking deep, has a man, ship, elevates to bring it in at the 10, using the stiff arm to sit a spider down.
Mensah, deep drop, fires for Shepard on the left, it'll take it in for the touchdown.
Young, the snap, fakes to Hubbard, quick throw, Renfro makes the catch for the touchdown. Bryce, under pressure,
Calais
back at the 46-yard line.
Campbell,
the ageless one, Calais Campbell.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It shouldn't be funny, but every time I hear that Calais Campbell, it makes me laugh. Well done by the booth for the Panthers. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is a Wednesday, hump day. Happy hump day to everybody. Turning the page in a lot of ways, looking towards this upcoming week of games, but also this upcoming season of Carolina Hurricanes hockey. Should be a really fun day. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show, and we're going to start that really fun day with the Big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
The Canes report today. Speaking of looking ahead to that day of hockey, to that season of hockey.
Let's go. We made it, folks.
They're not on the ice yet, but they're getting checked in by the trainers, the physicals. They are in team meetings. They are in the state of North Carolina, which we'll take. They are in the Triangle. Carolina Hurricanes report today, which, you know, the There have been a few years in the last couple where there weren't a lot of new. There wasn't a lot of new, right? A couple years ago, they returned darn near everybody. There's been certain stalwarts that have been shuffled out the last 2 off seasons. So it does make the preseason a bit more important. How many times are we going to hear that to play on the blue line for the Carolina Hurricanes, it takes you 15 or 20 games to really get used to the system? Well, if you can get that closer to 15 rather than 20 with how you prepare in the preseason, I think that's good for somebody like Keandre Miller. Right? You can use the preseason to build the camaraderie that you need. You can use the preseason to get the communication down. Alexander Nikishin, right? Apparently he's been working on his English all off season. Well, now's the time for you to make sure your communication is where it needs to be by the time the first game comes around. I think I alternate. I'm just going to let you guys know ahead of time, right? Because we still have some time till the first regular season game. I alternate in most professional sports between it's just preseason, we just got to get through it, and these are vitally important opportunities to get better. Right now, today, with it being the first day on the ice tomorrow, these are vitally important opportunities for this team to get better. Start checking things off the to-do list. Do we want to give the people a piece of audio to start off the show?
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
I think we should. I think we shall. Yesterday, with many of the players already in the area, already getting in their conditioning skates and everything, Dennis went out and grabbed some audio. I did bring up Keandre Miller, so why don't we start there? With how excited he is for an easier pace of Raleigh. Here's one of the new Canes.
One of the big things that a lot of the guys have been preaching about is your day-to-day life is pretty normal once you come here. So I'm excited for that normalcy, I guess. In New York, I don't know, whether it was going out to get food or just walking down the street, you get recognized, people ask for pictures and things like that. Here you can blend in a little bit more, and I think it's a good style of pace change.
You can just say we're cooler here, Keandre. Because I'm going to be real. 6'5" hockey player walking around town. Hockey town like Carolina, like Raleigh. People recognize you. They just might be cooler with letting you do your thing and recognizing when it's appropriate and when it's not inappropriate to interrupt you and go about your day. Where, and again, I grew up in New Jersey. I know it's not New York, but there's some similarities there. There might be a little less awareness at that part of the country for not interrupting somebody. Am I being stereotypical? Maybe a little bit. But I'm glad to hear that he likes it, and I'm glad to hear that at least the conversations around Carolina have been positive. So that's number one today. The Carolina Hurricanes report and are getting through some of the paperwork that they need for their season to start on the ice tomorrow. Let's get to number two.
Number two.
So the Clemson Tigers are not off to the start that many thought they would. I am amongst those that didn't think they would be where they are. I thought they were going to be very good. Most of the country thought they were going to be very good. They were highly ranked. They were one of the betting favorites to win the national championship. Well, at this point in the season, with a couple very high-profile losses, they're not where they wanted to be. They're 1-2, and I believe they're unranked, which is the more important part of it, right? And it is insane how quickly a coach like Dabo Swinney goes from on top of the world to calling out his own fan base and kind of daring his own team to fire him. I don't even know what we have the audio again. Here's Dabo Swinney talking to the media about the rough start for Clemson and the reaction that he's seen.
If they want me gone, if they tired of winning, they can send me on their way, because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking, is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we're a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory, in case y'all don't know. We'll be all right. We'll bounce back. This is a program built to last, always has been, always will be. And I would just say if you give up on us if you don't believe in us because we've lost 2 games down to the last straight and you didn't believe in us anyway, so it don't matter. You wasn't all in anyway. If you're all in, you burn the ships, man. There ain't no exit strategy. Like, you're freaking all in. And hey, listen, I mean, if Clemson's tired of winning, they send me on my way, but I'm gonna go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I got a long way to go. Y'all gonna have to deal with me for a while. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting going. I'm just now good enough to be a head coach.
How did Dabo Swinney end up there?
Oh, God, I love it. I just love it. It's hilarious. I love it.
How did he end up at the beginning of that conversation, he was just mad that people were doubting him. At the end, he was coaching against Clemson. At the end, he was, y'all going to have to deal with me. It's like, wait, what?
Hey, Virginia Tech calling? Hey, man.
I mean,
we'll love you here.
You're not going to the beach. Virginia Tech's like, we're in the mountains. Perfect. That is all-time Dabo. And also, I coaches, and this is not just Dabo, such hypocrites. Can you imagine if he was yelling at a player for like a missed assignment and he went, Coach, 8 out of 10 quarters, I went without a missed assignment. Is that not good? Like, well, you messed up this assignment. This is what we're mad at you for. Yeah, but last week I didn't have any missed assignments. We're mad at you for this missed assignment. I got a long memory, Coach. Remember last year? Last 4 games, didn't have a missed assignment. What are you doing here? Well, that's what you did when everybody got mad at you for leading a losing program through 3 weeks. You just talked about stuff you used to do well. Sports will always be a what have you done for me lately business. I don't think Dabo's job security is on the line at all. But I also don't think he is above criticism for starting with a wildly talented team and not winning games. And by the way, I still think there's 3 or 4 of those guys that are going to get drafted in the first round next year. So, if they absolutely finish on a tear, they're going to be like a 3-loss team with a 4-5-3 first-round picks. Got to at least point to the coaching a little bit there. That's number 2. Let's hit number 3.
Number 3.
UNC at UCF, Central, as Bill Belichick calls them, which apparently was a thing. I love when teams randomly get really upset if you call them a version of their team, their name that they don't like. He called Central Florida Central, and I guess certain UCF fans were like, absolutely not. We are UCF. We are not Central. What does the C stand for? I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. Virginia Tech is that way. You better not call a couple Virginia Tech references. If you call them Va-Tech, fan base assembles quickly.
Oh, yeah, they get steamed.
They get real mad. I just never, unless they're calling you a name. If they're calling you, no good Va-Tech, then fine. But just Va-Tech? I don't know. Anyway, Bill Belichick up against UCF and Scott Frost. Scott Frost became a name in the coaching world at UCF previously. They go undefeated, claim a national championship. Whether it's theirs or not, they claimed it. Moved on to Nebraska. Now he's back at UCF. Before that, he was an offensive coordinator at Oregon. Before that, and even before that, he was a quarterback for Nebraska that won a national championship. And somewhere in there, he was drafted by the New York Jets to play safety for a defensive coordinator named Bill Belichick. So Belichick coaching against a guy that was once on his defense. Here's what Belichick had to say about remembering Scott Frost, the player.
When we drafted Scott, I think it was in the 3rd round. Again, he was a college quarterback and made the conversion to safety. So, he had a lot to learn, obviously, but he picked it up very quickly. He also played in the kicking game, and so picked that up. And he had a very good feel for defensively, what the offense did, what the quarterback was looking at and kind of what the quarterback read and things like that. So, for those players that have flipped from one side of the ball to the other, having that experience, especially as defensive back, having played quarterback, is a big advantage.
He bounced around the NFL for 4 or 5 years before moving on to coaching. The interesting part about Frost, and I think this is what Bill Belichick was hinting at and will continue to, evaluate in their chess game, is he has done the both sides of the ball thing. He's coached and been a co-defensive coordinator, a linebackers coach. He's been a GA on both sides of the ball. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a quarterbacks coach. He's been a wide receivers coach. He's been a head coach. He has been – that's kind of rare to see somebody flipping back and forth like he did as a player, both sides of the ball. And now, obviously, as a head coach, that probably gives him a little bit of insight into, overall game management. Although I will say – and Dennis, it led to the Matt Rule hiring. Didn't go great at Nebraska.
No, they just couldn't win a close game at Nebraska.
It didn't go great. And then you started getting the hit pieces and all the unnamed sources. So he's looking for a reputation bounce back at UCF. They are favored by 6.5 against UNC this weekend at home. The Bounce House. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9. The Fan coming up next. In a way that only Steve Smith could do. Steve Smith Sr., Panthers legend. He insulted the Panthers fans and the city of Charlotte. We have the audio next.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You put sunscreen on when you go out in the sun. Did you know that the sun could hurt your car, too? It's true. Keep cool this summer and protect the interior from fading and cracking with a custom window tint from Soundstation and Security. The sun's harmful UV rays can also hurt your paint on the exterior. That's why Soundstation and Security offers custom ceramic coating. Think of it as a little sunscreen with Soundstation and Security. 2 locations in downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Online at myhotsound.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Young to snap, fakes to Hubbard, quick throw, Renfro makes the catch for the touchdown.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Steve Smith Sr. had some things to say about the city of Charlotte and Panther fans. We'll play that audio for you in a couple of minutes. First, though, I'm going to make you wait for a good reason. The Sin City Skateaway is back. And you're running out of chances. Today, tomorrow, Friday. That's it. Now you get 6 chances a day, but only 3 remaining today. To get a keyword for the Sin City Skateaway, text it in. And each time you do that, each hour you do that from noon to 6, you get an entry into the Sin City Skateaway. Each entry is another chance to win a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas. We're talking hockey at T-Mobile Arena on October 20th. Included in the prize, round-trip airfare for 2 to Vegas. Included in the prize, a 3-night stay at the Park MGM Resort and Casino. And included in the prize, a $400 food credit to spend on munching down when you are out there in Vegas. That entire prize is going to one of you. And each time you hear a keyword on 99.9 The Fan and text it in before the next hour, you get another entry. So you're probably saying, all right, we get it. We understand it. What's the keyword? I'll tell you in a second. But first, this entire giveaway, the Sin City Skateaway, is brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. Now, the keyword, ROD, R-O-D. ROD is the keyword for obvious reasons. If you text in ROD, R-O-D, to 919-860-5326 before 4 o'clock, that keyword expires at 4. If you text it in before 4 o'clock, you get this hour's entry into the Sin City Skateaway, and it might just win you that ultimate hockey getaway. In the 4 o'clock hour, we'll have a new keyword, and we'll do the same in the 5 o'clock hour, so keep it tuned right here to 99.9 The Fan. But for right now, up until 4, ROD, R-O-D is the keyword. 919-860-5326 is the number to text it to. Boom. Oh, and one more. Sorry. Got to let you know about the extra chance. So
there's more?
You have the 3 today, 3 hours remaining, 3 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock hour, noon to 6 Thursday and Friday. And there's one extra chance. You can join Victoria from the Adam Gold Show, Victoria Bodenecker, Thursday night at the Buffalo Brothers on Lake Boone Trail from 6 to 8. She'll be there for a sports watch party. She'll also have a QR code for you to scan, one of those little it looks like a barcode thing. You know what a QR code is. She'll have a QR code for you to scan, and if you do that, you will score one extra entry into the Sin City Skateaway. So those are the only 2 ways to gain entries. Either you text in the hourly keyword that we give you here on 99.9 The Fan, or you can get one additional entry by hanging out with Victoria at Buffalo Brothers on Lake Boone Trail Thursday, 6 to 8. There you go. Now to Steve Smith Sr. Steve Smith Sr., Panthers legend, wide receiver, one of the waiting in line wide receivers for the NFL Hall of Fame. I think he eventually gets in. He is he's not happy with the city of Charlotte, and he voiced that unhappiness on WFNZ with Kyle Bailey. This is what the Panthers legend had to say about Charlotte.
Now, I know some people not don't like to hear this, but if you're going to ride and die with your team, ride or die. That's probably the problem with this weak-ass city is the fair weather fans.
Woo! Them's be fighting words, Steve Smith Sr. Could have at least told us to ice up before you let us get burnt like that. Listen, now obviously he's calling out Charlotte as the city that he is mentioning, but I think like all Panthers fans kind of share in that insult, that quite frankly, that disrespect. Here's the issue I have with it. If Panther fans truly were fair weather fans, would they have any? If Panther fans truly were fair weather fans, because to me, fair weather fans, you don't jump on the first year, right? Like, oh, they're good this year, so like week 8. No, it's like Washington is getting fair weather fans this year because they were good last year and it looked like fun. So now they're getting the fair weather fans, right? It's very rarely the first season that a team is good that the front runners jump on the bandwagon. Well, guess what? The Panthers have never had back-to-back winning seasons. Right? 2015 was awesome. You go back to the early 2000s Super Bowl run, that was awesome. Those are flowers growing through concrete. They don't happen often. And they don't have a lot of friends around them. The good seasons are few and far between. If they were fair weather fans of the Panthers, there would be no fans of the Panthers. Every Panthers fan has been through some stuff with the Panthers.
They've never had back-to-back winning seasons.
Right there. They haven't had an opportunity to be fair weather fans. It's like being a fair weather fan in Seattle. It rains every day.
Yeah.
If I'm a fan of fair weather, I'm moving, right? That's all I'm doing. The other thing is, ride or die isn't always be happy with. It's never giving up on. To me, that's what ride or die means. And that goes for fandom. That goes for if like a friend, a family member. Ride or die means you're always going to be there, not you're always going to be praising. Matter of fact, the more ride or die you are, at least like in my book, the more mean you can be to me. Right? My ride or die friends that I've had for a long time, they can insult me and I'll be like, all right, it's coming from a good place because that's my ride or die. Mm-hmm. If it's somebody I met yesterday and they're insulting me, I'm just thinking that person's a jerk. So the fact that Panther fans are unhappy with an 0-2 start and are vocalizing that and are mad about how they've been sold a bill of goods throughout an offseason of certain things being improved, then you see 2 weeks and you're like, I don't think they are. that insult is coming from a place of I've been around a while for most parts. And like just go ask somebody. And we get to do this when we go out to the Ale House watch parties. We get to do this when we interact with Panther fans in the wild, if you will. Heck, they're like Victoria Vodenecker is a perfect example. Die-hard Panther fans. If you ask somebody like, "Are you a Panther fan?" and they say yes, it's usually not the happiest thing in the world. It's like, unfortunately, I'm a diehard. It's like, yep, since 1990, whatever, and yeah, like it's very rarely just like, absolutely, how awesome has it been? If you ask somebody like you, Chiefs fan, they're like, absolutely, right? You ask somebody, the Chiefs are obviously like the top of the heap right now, but you can pick a whole bunch of other teams, and it's more excited. You can tell, like, being a Panther fan is earned. And then to be called weak by one of your legends, it'd be one thing if every team that Steve Smith played on was really good with Carolina, right? And then he would feel like, that loyalty was like he may be questioning his own like relationship with the fans. Like, did you only like me because I was on a bunch of good teams? But he was on some bad teams, and the fans loved him there. He was on some good teams as well, don't get me wrong. But he was on some bad teams, and the fans loved him. It's like, that Panther fans don't go anywhere when it's bad because they still like you. I don't know why fans are expected to be these of any team, by the way, these just happy-go-lucky, I'm always super excited with the way things are going when things aren't going well. Coaches can be honest in the post-game presser. Players can be honest in the post-game presser. Analysts can be honest when watching the film and breaking it down. But fans have to watch bad football and go, I just love this team so darn much. It's like, it's lunatic behavior.
I mean, here's the thing. They haven't had a winning season since 2017. So last time, here's the thing. There are no fair weather fans at this moment.
Exactly.
Like, the Panther fans are the diehards. So there are no fair weather fans. If you really think about it, because if we were fair weather fans, they've been gone since Matt Rule got hired. That was 2020.
And that's only if they survived the many other runs of bad records over the year.
Yeah.
Over the years, I should say.
So, it used to be for so long, it was winning record, okay, down year, winning record, down year. It's like, okay, you kind of got into that groove, I guess you can say. Granted, they did make the playoffs 3 straight years because with a 7-8-1 record one year. But still, it's a losing season. But nonetheless, this fan base, it's also how much do you expect them will put up with crap?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the fans are not upset necessarily. Obviously, they are upset with how the team's playing on the field, but a lot of them are pissed off at David Tepper. It's like, well, wait a second. This guy comes in and overturns everything and then turns everything over again, then turns everything over again. There's been no stability because of the guy that sits up in the press box.
I just don't get the idea of berating the fans. I think there's a lot of people you could berate. I don't get the idea of berating the fans who had absolutely no impact on the product on the field that is below acceptable.
And give them something to cheer for.
And has been, that might be the
like
best.
That's the thing. Like what have Panther fans had to cheer for? They haven't had a winning season since 2017.
They got really excited for Christian McCaffrey. You traded him, who was a bright spot even on some bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton, who everybody, or at least a lot of the longtime Panther fans are big fans of. He's not even, he vocally says he's not like welcome around as much as he would like to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. I talk about, and this goes to the Tepper stuff, but it goes to owners all across sports. There are a lot of ways you can get fans on your side if the program isn't winning the way you want it to. If you're not winning and you're not doing the things to serve fans in a way that'll make them give you a little bit of the leeway, then the hate you get is the hate you earn. And I don't know why Steve Smith Sr. feels the need to defend anybody in that program. You'd actually, like, his reputation would be, he'd be leading the chance of the insults, but I guess not. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, specifically Fox & Bailey Watch Shop. Inside, it's a shop within a shop. Inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry in their Village District location in Raleigh. This might be a subtle deal, but you could show some of your fandoms on your wrist, right? Maybe you're a fan of a particular shade of blue team here in the Triangle, and you know which ones I'm talking about. Maybe you get a watch, pre-owned and vintage Rolex, an Omega, a Hamilton, a Norcane, and you just get the dial in the color that you want to support, so it matches the jerseys you wear. Maybe you want a bright red dial. Maybe you want a bright red G-Shock like the one I'm wearing. I got a whole bunch of different colors of G-Shock. Big fan. They have them at the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. Just because you're thinking of getting a luxury watch doesn't mean you can't work in some ties to your own personality, right? Matter of fact, I would say you definitely should. If you're going to spend a decent amount of money on a statement that you're going to wear on your wrist, make sure it fits the things you do, right? If you're going to be around the water, if you like going to the beach, maybe grab a dive watch. If you're somebody who is appreciative of mechanics and gears and cranks, get something with a bunch of complications, something like a chronograph. There's ways to make it feel very, very much like your watch, even if you're getting a very nice brand that everybody will recognize. The Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Step in there, check out all of their different options, and let them know you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Matter of fact, send me on social media some wrist shots. I want to see what everybody's working with, because I'm a fan of watches, and I think that would be cool. At Donnelly Sports on Twitter. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, the Dean's List. Who should be getting in their own ice cream flavor? I'll tell you next.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $12 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan from my good friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been on the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center for just over 6 weeks now. I've lost 35 pounds. 35 pounds lost thanks to the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center, and the folks over there, they can help you as well. I know a lot of people get frustrated when it comes to dieting. Are you eating the right stuff? Or maybe you are eating the right stuff, and things just aren't working the way you expect them to. Through Raleigh Weight Loss Center, they'll get you on the right plan, but also you don't have to deal with any of the injections or shots, none of the side effects, no steroids or HGH. It's just you and your body doing the thing it naturally can do, which is burn off fat. And not only reaching that goal weight, but also maintaining that target weight as well. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. The phone number again, 919-897-7506. Set up your free consultation, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
His career-long 51, this from 55. The snap is off. It is on the way. It's got the distance.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. All right, everybody, download the app. I'm going to continue telling you until you've all done it. 99.9 The Fan app. Search for it on the App Store, the Google Play Store, depending on what type of phone you have, and then use it. But also, make sure once you get our app for live streaming, podcast, articles, all of the content about all your favorite teams that you used to have to go to a bunch of different places to find. You can now get it all in one place on our app right there on your phone. 99.9 The Fan. Just search for it. But once you do that, make sure you register with a personal email, right? Name, birthday, email. Make sure the email is one that you will notice if you get a email from. Right? Make sure it's one that you use. Why? Because registered users are going to have a chance to win some early sign-up prizes. If you download our app, register shortly, quickly, right? So it's a brand new app. So if you're one of the first to do it, we're going to give some stuff away, and we're just going to email the winners and let them know. So make sure it's an email that works. Our first prize that we have announced is a pair of tickets to the Clemson, North Carolina game when Clemson comes to Chapel Hill. It's at Kenan Stadium on October 4th, and all you have to do to be in the running for that one is download the app and register with an email that is legit. There you go. Don't say I didn't tell you. Right now, and we're actually going to start with some UNC participants. It's time for the Dean's List. Dean's List, where we highlight those that deserve a little extra praise, a few extra accolades in the college sports world, or related directly or indirectly to the college sports world. I promised we'll start with UNC, so we'll do just that. I also asked who should get their own ice cream flavor. So I'm throwing UNC basketball, current and former, away from the court, are on the Dean's List. Two different stories here. Both involving Roy Williams. So first, Tyler Hansbrough is teaching at UNC. He's in their sports communication department. He's running one of their classes, helping lead a sports communication class, which is cool, right? Imagine getting your syllabus and it's Professor Hansbrough. It's like, oh, this is going to be kind of sweet. Well, the other day he brought in Roy Williams as a guest lecturer. So this sports communication class at Chapel Hill went from, we were being taught by Tyler Hansbrough. How cool is that? To taught by Hansbrough and Roy Williams. Today was a good day at class. Can you imagine being the person that maybe had a little too much fun on Franklin Street and didn't go to class that day? You missed the Roy Williams dadgummit lecture. Still, so that's cool. Secondly, Seth Trimble, current UNC star, one of the main returnees for UNC basketball. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. He used his NIL money, part of his NIL money, to become the youngest franchisee in the country for Ben & Jerry's. So he has like a brick and mortar shop for Ben & Jerry's on Franklin Street that he is the franchisee. He is the franchise owner. So he talked to the media about that, and he said he is talking to corporate about making a custom flavor to honor Roy Williams.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like doing the whole franchisee thing. He's like a legitimate business owner, and he just also happens to play basketball for North Carolina.
Wonder what flavor that would be.
I don't know.
I'm really going to have to think about this.
Something Southern, right? Something.
Well, yeah. But he's a native North Carolinian, Roy is, so it has to be something very unique to the state of North Carolina.
I don't know why, but I'm getting some kind of pie flavored, or like a crust or something. That's just instinct reaction. And it's
chocolate chess pie.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's got to be called dadgummit chocolate or something like that.
My grandsons are 6 and 5, and I guarantee you, I'd tell them that situation, they wouldn't shoot the dadgum ball.
Karen Daggum T has to be in that name somehow.
That daggum ice cream.
Oh, that's funny. But still, that's cool for Trimble, right? He's like, by the way, on Franklin Street, I imagine the Roy Williams flavor would sell well. That's called good marketing, Seth Trimble.
Yes.
Learning, putting that stuff to work.
But I'd be damned if I'm going to pattern what we're doing after them. So let's get that straight right now.
So many So many good ideas.
I'm going to sit here and really think about what a Roy Williams flavor would be.
Maybe we'll check back in with you later in the show.
Yeah, we should do that. By the way, leave your thoughts in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or tweet at us. What would a Roy Williams ice cream taste like from Ben & Jerry's?
Do you have any Dean's Listers you'd like to throw out?
No, I'm too busy thinking about what Roy's going to be.
Completely fair.
Someone actually said Dag Bubblegum.
Bubble Dag Gum.
Yeah.
There's something. Yeah, it's not bad. There's a pun in there. We can.
There's something in there. We can workshop this.
Yep. Another Dean's Lister, and this surprised the heck out of me. I'm putting Georgia Tech football.
All right.
Hat tip from David Hale of ESPN. So since the beginning of the 2024 season, which is when the ACC started counting television ratings on payouts from the conference media rights, since the beginning of the 2024 season, Georgia Tech has played in ESPN's most watched regular season game, which was their Week 0 game against Florida State last year, ESPN's most watched regular season Saturday game, which does not include Week 0s, which was against Miami last year, college football's most watched Friday night game of the 2024 season, which was against Georgia, ESPN's most watched Friday game of the last 2 seasons, so not just college football overall because that was on ABC, ESPN's most watched Friday game, which was their season opener against Colorado this year, and then ESPN's most watched Saturday afternoon regular season game going all the way back to 2016, which was Week 0 against Clemson. Georgia Tech's going to take a big old slice of that pie, and you can't say it's just because of who they're playing, although it is obviously Georgia, Colorado, Clemson, Miami, like those are brand names. They won 4 of those games. So they're close games, so they draw in fans. I don't know. Georgia Tech is doing something, and I want to figure out what they're doing because I want the teams that we cover to do it just as well. Those ratings are big numbers. All right, last one here on the Dean's List before we move on. This is a trio. I'm putting the Durham Bulls, I'm putting NC State baseball, and I'm putting UNC baseball. The Durham Bulls and Durham Bulls Athletic Park, in conjunction with the Coastal Plains League, is going to host an exhibition game between the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack on Thursday, October 16th. I just like creating events. You're gonna hear me say this over and over and over again for college sports. Give your players something memorable. The DBAP, Durham Bulls Athletic Park, is a really cool place to play a game, right? It is a baseball players especially will appreciate that. So getting your team out there to play a little exhibition, put on a show for the fans locally, that's pretty darn cool. So keep doing stuff like that. Keep doing stuff that makes it memorable for your players and gives the fans a little something extra. There you go. Dean's List. Dismissed. There it is. Almost had to go to Professor Hansbrough to dismiss the class.
We actually did have one submission here from Cedric. A Roy Williams ice cream probably tastes like, let's see, how do I properly say this? Probably tastes like Go Pack.
Right.
So there's that. Someone said Dadgum Butternut.
Dadgum. If you throw dadgum before anything, it's going to get me to giggle. It's just
I know.
And his drawl, it's just it makes me laugh every time.
Actually, would a sweet potato ice cream be good?
I
don't think so either. Well, sweet potatoes are so obviously big in the state of North Carolina.
I like the idea of where your head's at. I just don't know if it's better an idea than an execution. I'm not sure I want a sweet potato ice cream. Although again, maybe like a sweet potato crust or something like that, or I don't know.
Someone said
crumble.
Dag rum raisin.
Dag rum raisin. That's not bad. What we have to do is we got to get word to Roy and figure out what he likes.
It's true.
We got to get Roy. Let us know if you know him. Tell him to send it in. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, although I'm sure he's probably sending it to Seth Trimble before us.
Yeah, for real.
Either way. Is there something going with Tar Heels that we could work there? Another play on. Anyway, The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on for real this time, here's Dennis Cox with some info for you.
Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. One thing I always appreciate about sports, about fandom, is that you are part of a community. Whether you're a fair-weathered fan or not, you are part of a community as a fan. And it's no different than the different activities and hobbies that you're part of in your life. And me as a motorcycle rider, I'm part of the motorcycle riding community. And one of the things that I know that I'm comfortable with when I get out there on the road is that if something does happen to me, I'm injured in an accident, I know I can contact 1-800-LAW Tigers, give Law Tigers a call at 1-800-LAW Tigers, and know that people in the motorcycle riding community are going to be there to answer the phone. That's what Law Tigers attorneys are. They are part of the motorcycle riding community. They know what your bike and your gear are worth, but also most importantly, they understand the dangers of the road and what it's like to go through an accident. That's why your case evaluation with Law Tigers is always free, and you don't owe a dime until your case gets settled. So contact 1-800-LAW Tigers if you're in a motorcycle accident, even before you contact the insurance companies. Again, call 1-800-LAW Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be back with an interview with Sam Acho, ESPN, NFL, and college football analyst. He was on the call for the NC State UVA game a couple weeks ago. He is obviously in tune with his Texas Longhorns and Arch Manning, and we talked to him a little bit about the Belichick experience. Sam Acho joins the show next.
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation, and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today, 919-200-4000. That's 919-200-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you don't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question remaining is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Paul, Paul with a capital P. Download your FanDuel app today and get started. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Acceleration and speed. He's a guy that he's liable to go anywhere when the play may be designed to go to the left, and he'll stop his feet and bounce back to the right, or he'll go, instead of going inside left, there's bounce outside. So it's a game where everybody on defense has got to really hold their point of attack. If somebody starts to say, oh, he's over there, so I'll go over there, he will go where you were. And so got to be really disciplined and got to do a great job of tackling.
Well, I guess we'll just touch on the Texas Longhorn portion of that. How's the Texas? The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Joining us now in the Heister Automotive Group hotline, ESPN NFL college football analyst, longtime NFL pro, Texas Longhorn. His name's Sam Acho. Sam, we appreciate the time. Well, I guess we'll just touch on the Texas Longhorn portion of that intro. How's the Texas alumni group and former players reacting to the Arch Manning hype and reactions and all of the magnifying glasses pointed at the young quarterback?
Well, I think first and foremost, as far as the alumni group, I think a lot of the players who have been a part of that program understand that there's so much hype and excitement beforehand, and some of that is media-driven, some of that is otherwise. But you realize that you have to grow and develop. And so as a former player, you have the perspective of it's never as good as it seems or never as bad as it seems. And so I don't think we are riding on the roller coaster of, preseason All-American. It's like we know that stuff doesn't mean anything, right? It's the preseason. You got to play the games. Or number one overall team. Like, I don't think that was really our focus. I think the focus for former players is, all right, how do you get it right? Or how do you get it solved? How do you get it figured out? And so I'm rooting for Arch and hoping that he's able to kind of overcome some of the early season struggles that he's had.
The guy that helped you overcome struggles, or at least led the way, Mac Brown, your head coach at Texas, replaced in our neck of the woods at Carolina by Bill Belichick. So let's lean there. After 3 games, are you expecting, or has anything changed about your expectations for Belichick to be able to take that program places that Mac couldn't?
Nothing changed early on. I thought from the beginning it would be a struggle for Bill Belichick to have early success, just because how much can change in college football, and he hadn't been involved in it. Think about it. I think they have over 70 new players on that team, over 40 transfers coming in, over 40 have left. Coach Prime, when he came to Colorado, had a similar situation, a bunch of transfers, and yes, they started strong, but they finished that season 3-9. So I didn't expect it to be an overnight success. I think it's more of a deal where it may take years to see the success that they're hoping for. And so hopefully Coach Belichick and his son Steve and some of the other coaches, Freddie Kitchens, will have that type of patience to be able to stay to see North Carolina get to where I think a lot of people want it to go to.
We're talking with Sam Acho from ESPN here on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Sam, you were on the call for NC State UVA a couple weeks ago. You were here in Raleigh. What were your biggest takeaways? Right? I always like to ask maybe a couple weeks after you cover a team, because only the important stuff is going to stick in your memory. What do you take away from that NC State team?
Hollywood Smothers, and not just him as a player, but just their commitment to the run. From a big picture, that stood out to me. First half, they didn't really run it as much, but they stuck to it. In the second half, all of a sudden, Hollywood Smothers went off. CJ Bailey as well, his growth and his maturity from a macro perspective has been impressive. And then just the resilience from NC State. I mean, they seem like they find ways to win in the fourth quarter when it looks like they're not going to. So I was very impressed by NC State from a resilient standpoint. The talent didn't just jump off the page, if I'm being totally honest. It's like, man, all these guys are NFL. It didn't look like that, but it looked like they had players who know how to win. So that's sometimes more important than talent.
As a defensive guy that chased around some of the best, does Hollywood Smothers, if the team didn't scream NFL talent, did Hollywood Smothers scream perhaps a guy that has a future at the next level?
Well, I would start with CJ Bailey first and foremost, right? 18, 19 years old, 6'6", 6'7", just put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle. If he can grow and now he's becoming a better runner. If he can grow and develop his game, all of a sudden that's a guy where you get really excited about, because he's so young and there's so much room for growth because of his youth. And you can see it. He's got the makeup for it. You talk to some of the coaching staff. So I would kind of start there when it came to some of the guys, at least on offense. Defense, there's some guys who are playmakers as well, Kean Sloan, Sebastian Harsh, guys who make plays. But offensively, I'm like, dude, you talk about size, speed, skill, I would go straight to CJ.
Talk with Sam Acho here. I wasn't expecting so much kind of young quarterback development conversation, just based on your background on the defensive side of the football. But since we've gone there, let's jump up a level quickly here because we're up against it. But Bryce Young with the Panthers, year 3, have you seen enough out of him to continue being excited, or where's the hitches in his development?
Well, for me, I think there's definitely excitement, but it's not the same as what you saw and maybe hoped for and expected at Alabama, which is to be expected, right? Like, it's going to take time to build around him, and so there's some stuff to be excited about, but it's like we are seeing some development from young quarterbacks, also regression at certain points in certain positions, right? If you want to go to guys like C.J. Stroud, hasn't played as well early on, and so definitely still stuff to be excited about, but it's not like you're like, man, okay, he's going to take us to the promised land. At least not yet. We still got to grow more.
Sam, we appreciate your time as always. Keep crushing it at ESPN, and we'll continue watching along.
Awesome. And real quick, for those who want to know more about the Allstate ASA Good Works team, I'll just tell them to go to ESPN.com/Allstate to learn more about what we're doing in the community and also the players are doing. You could actually learn about guys like Chandler Rivers, who goes to Duke, so in y'all's area, who does a camp in Texas to help support kids there as well. So find out about him. Go to ESPN.com/Allstate. You can actually vote on who should be the team captain, and that person will win the Allstate Warfel Trophy. So ESPN.com/Allstate to continue the conversation and learn more about all the great work the players are doing.
Thanks, Sam. We appreciate your work with them as well, and good luck. Once again, that is Sam Acho of ESPN college football and NFL analyst. Some interesting stuff there. I think, and I hate to pull this, and I know Sam Acho was not pulling this, so I'm not putting this on him. But I do think when he said, we got into the former player talk about how former players want to see it more than maybe just hype before a season. He talked about that with Arch Manning, and then I think that transitioned over into the Bill Belichick conversation of no, former players don't get excited until you do it on the field, right? All the All-American pre-this and all the hype of, this good hire, that. Players know that it's different between, looking good on paper and getting out there and actually doing it. And by the way, that's like in my conversations, that's my experience as well, where there's a lot of people surprised that Arch Manning is going through some speed wobbles and some struggles. And every conversation I had in the offseason is if it was with former players, they were going, everybody's really acting like this is a sure thing. And it's not. And obviously Sam Acho being former Longhorn, longtime NFL pro, he fell right into the former player category of tamping down some of the hype. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You have 5 more minutes to get in your keyword for this hour, which is ROD, R-O-D. If you text that in to 919-860-5326 by 4 o'clock, then you will get an entry for this hour into the Sin City Skateaway. It could win you a trip to Vegas, hockey tickets, see Carolina in Vegas, $400 in food credit, 3-night stay at the Park MGM Resort and Casino. It's a sweet prize. We'll give you another keyword in the next hour, but you can double up. You can get an entry in this hour and next hour and the 5 o'clock hour. The keyword that is only eligible until 4 o'clock is ROD, R-O-D. The number to text it to, 919-860-5326. Also, everybody, download the app.
Yes.
Download the app, 99.9 The Fan. Search for it on your app store, the Google Play Store. You can go to our social media, click the link in the bio, 99.9 The Fan on all social medias. It is an app that is built for you. Not often is there something built specifically for you. This was created from inception to our release last week, where we put it into the appropriate stores that you can download from. It was with you in mind, a Triangle sports fan. What teams do you care about? What conversations do you want to have access to? How easy do you want it all to be accessible? It was seriously all about you. So download it and then give us 5 stars and register and do all those sorts of things. There's giveaways and a whole bunch of other things to be excited about. Dennis, you're holding up. You have some more information.
Well, actually, speaking of the app, again, after you download the app, make sure you register with their personal email, because registered users will have a chance to win some early sign-up prizes. Our first is a pair of tickets to the Clemson, North Carolina game at Kenan Stadium on October 4th. So keep that in mind as well when you register. We're giving stuff away here, people.
This is just a side conversation now. That game, the Clemson UNC game, there's going to be Chapel Thrill performance from Ludacris during the pregame.
There is.
So if you needed a reason to go get crunk, I don't know. I can't pull that off. I can't pull it off.
You know, quit while you're ahead.
Just if you needed to roll out. Anyway, I'm moving on. Is there anything else you need to add to that before I just keep saying bad early 2000s rap puns?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I
Take
do.
it away,
This is something
please.
For the people. Join the fan. Myself and Paul Ehander, we're going to be out at the Aluminum Company in North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham this Friday, so just 2 days from now. Friday afternoon as we host the drive live from 3 to 6. Tim, you won't be here, but myself and Paul Ehander will be sitting in. It's the Aluminum Company Fall Open House. Join us for giveaways, on-site homeowner consultations, and free food. It really is a good time out there. If you're looking to get anything done to your house within the next, year or so, swing by the Aluminum Company Fall House, talk to somebody. The consultations are free. They're great people over there. I've had work done from them. They're outstanding.
There's so much they can do. So just talk to them. See what their abilities are and what services and products they can provide. Just talk to them. They're very nice people to chat with. And you might just have a great conversation. You might have a great conversation that ends up improving your house. Two birds. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have football at 4 coming up next. What specifically do I want to see more from the Carolina Panthers defense with stats to back it up? Stick around.
Adam Gold and I am in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I have been doing the open house shows forever. We got one coming up.
Yeah, we do. This Friday, this Saturday, we have Friday 8 to 5, Saturday 8 to 4. We'll have free ice cream. We'll have food. Come on out and put your name in for some of our drawings. We're giving away thousands and thousands of dollars away in prizes and actually 2,000 square feet of hardy fiber cement siding.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of siding. So for someone lucky, they're going to have a really good prize to take on home. Bring out pictures of your projects. If you have something you're thinking about, take a picture, show it to us. We're happy to meet you and take a look at all our products with our sales representatives and manufacturers reps.
And the ice cream.
And the ice cream.
Your dad always used to sell the ice cream. The array of products is awesome. 800-672-4348. This Friday and Saturday at the Aluminum Company of North Carolina on Hamlin Road in Durham.
Hot Tub and Sauna Expo is here in Raleigh, September 12th through 21. Atlantic Spas and Billiards. Come for this unique sales event with hot tubs and saunas from 6 different brands. We are remodeling and you will save thousands with factory rebates, new in-stock spas, demos, and floor models. The Hot Tub and Sauna Expo is at our showroom, 8721 Glenwood Avenue, near CarMax, 1 mile from RDU. Save with factory discounts from Hot Spring, Caldera, Free Flow, Saratoga, and Endless Pools. September 12th through 21. Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Glenwood Avenue, Raleigh.
Ready to plug into the future? Charge ahead at Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford with up to $7,000 off a new 2025 Chevy Blazer EV LT. Includes a Wilkinson discount and customer cash. See dealer for details. Plus, this is the last month to get a $7,500 federal EV tax credit too. This electrifying deal ends at the end of this month, so hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford or online at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Not a bad-looking afternoon for us. Clouds will continue to break up a bit. We'll see temperatures in the mid-70s. A bit breezy, winds gusting about 15 to 20 miles per hour. It'll be cloudy with temperatures in the low 60s overnight tonight, and more sunshine on tap for tomorrow. Highs climb into the mid-80s under partly cloudy skies.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell today, up 260 points to 46,018. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sports books, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Keep sending in. It's kind of fun to hear your opinions. Go to our YouTube live stream, 99.9 The Fan. It's going on right now. I'm waving to everybody in YouTube world. Keep sending in the flavors of ice cream that you think would be signatures for Roy Williams, right? Seth Trimble, one of the players at UNC, is a franchisee, used his NIL money to become a franchisee of Ben & Jerry's. And he told the media that he's talking to corporate about getting a signature Roy Williams flavor added. And I think everybody should work in that. We could be research and development for Seth.
Yeah, exactly.
So keep sending them in. There's some good ones. We'll wait to visit them all. But there are some solid ones.
We had a caller even call in saying, hey, you got the flavor needs to reference something to his wife, Wanda, because he always talks about Wanda as well. Maybe it's something that she bakes or makes, and that's incorporated in there. I'm like, I like where people are thinking on this.
I don't know if we've hit it perfectly yet, but we're a lot closer than we were an hour ago.
We are.
So keep sending them in. 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. Go into the live stream comments. What signature ice cream flavor do you think Roy Williams would have? And we'll revisit them at some point in the show today. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The reason why we can't do it now is because it's 4 o'clock, and at 4, we talk football, or at football, we talk 4. It is football at 4 is what I'm trying to say.
That tracks.
And we're talking Panthers defense today. Hat tip to a gentleman by the name of Ian Harditz. He compiled the stat. I've done the background research, confirmed the numbers. I have found the thing that frustrates me most about the Carolina Panthers defense, which, by the way, at times has played really well this year, right? They didn't give up a ton of points against Arizona, especially when you consider some of the situations that the turnovers put them in and these other things. So it's been rough, but it has not been as bad as it could possibly be, right? I'm not Charlie Brown here saying it can't get worse. I definitely think it can. But that does not mean they aren't wildly frustrating. And the thing that frustrates me the most is they lack, ready for this, like pizzazz. They lack those that have a flair for the spotlight. They lack the big-time game-changing players. And that's not to say that Derek Brown isn't awesome. Derek Brown is awesome. He's drawing holding penalties pretty good right now. J.C. Horn had one of the coolest plays of the entire year of anybody. Just happened in a blowout loss. So Ian Harditz put together a list, and he called it Havoc. NFL defenses. Havoc to Ian is the percentage of plays, ignited defense.
Impact plays.
Number 1 in the NFL, just to give you a reference, is Atlanta.
Oh,
the
okay.
Panthers playing. 48% of the time, their defensive plays end in one of those outcomes. Middle of the pack, you're looking at like 16-17. Tampa Bay and Minnesota, they're between 37.3 and 37.6. That's like right in the middle of the league.
Okay.
The Panthers are 31st.
Ooh.
22.5%.
Not great, Bob.
It's not great, Bob. And it's not great, Steve and Jeff and everybody else. Although I know what you're doing, the Madman quote. Anyway, it's not great for a few reasons. Defense has swayed in the direction of, in the NFL specifically, of rewarding the big play hunters. And the reason why I say that, it's too darn difficult with the rule changes, with how good offensive players are, with how good quarterbacks specifically, and I'm talking about like the top 10 guys are, it's too darn difficult to just make the right play over and over and over and over and not expect them to get the better of you at some point, or to not expect a ref to throw a flag on a glancing blow to a quarterback's helmet, or not call a defensive pass interference or a defensive holding. Like, if you have to make 9 good defensive plays in a row, the offense has the upper hand in a big way, which is kind of what you're asking defenses to do if you don't make those big plays, right? If you're just getting, even if you have a really good run defense and you're stopping them for 2 or 3 yards, which is good, right? You make contact with the running back at the line of scrimmage, he spins and leans and he gains 2 yards. That means you're facing if you do that back to back, you're facing a 3rd and 6. And with teams going for it on fourth down, you better not let them get even 4 yards on that play, which is another solid defensive play. And then you'd have to stop them on fourth down or else they got a first anyway. You need guys that instead of making your defense make 9 great defensive plays or 5 consecutive really good plays, you need guys that can make 1 correct play and the drive is over. Right? You need guys that can make 1 havoc-wrecking play, and oh, look at that, you got the ball. Or, oh, look at that, it's 2nd and 16. Now you can give up 8 yards on the next play, and it's not the end of the world. You still have them in 3rd and long. And the Panthers, they just simply don't have that. And I want to give an appropriate hat tip to J.C. Horn because I was all over him this offseason for essentially this same problem, right? Is the passer rating against was impressive, right? He wasn't tested very often, but he didn't get his hands on the ball, and he didn't make those dramatic plays. So he made the one-handed interception, and I'm like, all right, got to give you credit. You're trying, right? You're out there making plays. But other than that play, there really hasn't been a ton of opportunities for this team to spark. I mean, honestly, I can tell you about 22% of the time they have one of those havoc-wrecking plays.
So that's, 1 every 4 to 5 snaps.
And, like, to be completely honest, the way that the stat was put together, like a TFL or a pressure, those aren't always the most dramatic things. Like, you have a 1 or 2 yard TFL, I still think the offense is pretty confident in their ability to pick up chunk yardages in the NFL. You need the even bigger havoc plays. You need the sacks that are losses for 8. You need the forced fumbles that get kicked around and you either lose a bunch of yards or you recover it and now turnover going the other way. It's something that the Panthers need to do, quite frankly, because they're not good enough not to. Their offense isn't going to score 40. Right? The defense isn't often going to put together those long, sustained halves of football where they don't make an error. Like, I love to know, and we don't actually ever know this, right? It's one of those completely unknowable things about the universe. But it doesn't matter if your young defensive back was going to make a critical error and give up a touchdown on the 8th play of a drive if your veteran intercepted the ball on the 6th play of the drive, right? I want to give my defense the fewest amount of opportunities to make the big error, and the way you do that is get off the field. The way you do that is get off the field, and that's where some of the decision-making of who to play on the defense gets real frustrating for me. Right at the beginning of the year, I mean, there's only been 2 games, right? But the first game, the young guys didn't play very much, and it felt like Dave Canales had to make this big public display to get the Nick Scortons and Princely Umanmielans and Lathan Ransoms into the game. Princely Umanmielen is that guy that I'm talking about, where he might not be the best edge setter, right? If you have him out there for 9 straight plays, he might not be the best at minimizing, every run to a 2 or 3 yard run. But he also might be the best true edge rusher they have in he can make 1 play that gets you the ball back. Or he can make 1 play that sets him up in 2nd and 16. He can make the 1 play that makes this entire drive slant towards the defense. I almost look at it like and this is the wrong way to think about it because it's not gambling. It's more controlled than that. But for anybody that's seen the movie Rounders, movie references, they pop into my brain against my will sometimes. But the voiceover for Matt Damon is like, when you're playing against the house always wins, except for when you get that one magical hand and the odds are in your favor. And if you can get enough money in the pot on that hand, that's where you can become the winner, right? That's where you can get them. And I look at defense that way. If you're out there for 10 plays, eventually the house is going to win. Eventually the offense is going to connect on one. Eventually the rules are going to give one to the offense, right? Eventually a quarterback is going to make a throw you can't defend. The longer you're out there, the worse your chances are. Unless on one of those early plays, the odds tilt in your favor and you take advantage of it. Right? Unless that offensive lineman doesn't set appropriately for the speed rush, and you get to the outside, and you end the drive right there. And I don't know if the Panthers are doing that enough. And I'm a little afraid that the Falcons are doing that better than anybody this year, going up against the Panthers offense. And I hate to say this, but if you look at number 1, it's the Falcons. You look at number 2, it's Green Bay. You look at number 3, it's Cleveland. These are predictable. What did Atlanta do? They drafted 2 edge rushers in the first round. They traded away a future first to get an additional athletic specimen on the edge. Jalen Walker and Michael Pierce, ironically, 2 guys that played high school football in the state of North Carolina. What did Green Bay do? Oh, simply trade for Micah Parsons this offseason. Oh, you're telling me it's crazy that they're one of the best in havoc. What did Cleveland do, right? They had to re-sign Myles Garrett. They made sure they kept that guy around. What did the Panthers do? Well, they drafted edge rushers in the second and third round and then didn't play them. Maybe it's not all calculus. Maybe some of this is simple arithmetic. Play the guys that might make the plays that change the game for you. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. And by the way, if they make the really bad decision and they get lit up and you give up a long touchdown, there's a decent chance that drive would have ended in a touchdown anyway if you kept him, even the veterans out there for 10, 12 plays. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you here.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for Loan Pronto. Folks, are you maybe trapped in that high-rate mortgage, maybe watching all your hard-earned money just disappear every single month? Well, stop with that nonsense. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. And Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Imagine this. Lower payments every single month, more money in your pocket every single month, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Imagine all that. Right now, call Loan Pronto, 919-381-1760, or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let high rates hold you back, folks. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will give you, immediately after this commercial break, the next keyword in the Sin City Skateaway. So make sure you're listening immediately after the next commercial break because it just might win you a trip to Vegas. Stick around.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and as the Carolina Hurricanes shoot for their 8th consecutive playoff appearance, that's right, 8 in a row, that's not the goal, I should remind you. The goal is being, as Rod Brindamore likes to say, the last team standing. What do they need? Who will get them there? You know where you can find the answers on every episode of the Canes Corner podcast, live on YouTube after games, and wherever you get your podcast. Rate, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The rarest finds, the finest brands, the moment you've been waiting for. September 25th through 27th, discover an unmatched collection of pre-owned Rolex and Cartier watches at Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh's Village District. For 3 days only, shop highly coveted timepieces as well as an expanded selection of luxury pre-owned handbags from the designers you love. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry September 25th through 27th for iconic watches and coveted handbags. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Whenever we played here in Raleigh, it was a memorable game. Whether it was just the crowd's atmosphere or just the high-intensity battle of games that we've had. So I think, the atmosphere has been great, and Carolina is a pretty special place to play.
That's the voice of Keandre Miller. Get used to it. New Cane. New Carolina Hurricane, one of their big acquisitions of the offseason, and part of the core now. Long-term contract signed, all that good stuff. Which, by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes reported for training camp today. So they're getting their physicals done. They're in team meetings. I saw the Canes posted. They're doing quite a bit of their Jumbotron goofy recordings where they're playing games and everything with the players that they'll play during intermissions and things like that. So it's a full day, although not on the ice for the Carolina Hurricanes today. But it is a sign that hockey season is almost here. And hockey fans, not only should you be excited for that, you should be excited for this. The Sin City Skateaway is back for the last week and a half. Monday through Friday last week, and since Monday this week, going through Friday, we've been giving you, from noon to 6, one keyword an hour. The only way to hear the keyword is to listen into 99.9 The Fan. One keyword an hour during the Adam Gold Show, one keyword an hour during this show. If you hear that keyword and text it in before the start of the next hour, so in the case of the keyword I'm about to give you, if you text it in before 5 o'clock, you get an entry into the Sin City Skateaway. What does the Sin City Skateaway entail? Well, a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on October 20th. That's in Vegas, by the way. How are you going to get there? Well, the prize includes a round-trip airfare for two. Well, what are you going to do? How are you going to stay? Oh, it also comes with a 3-night stay at Park MGM Resort and Casino. Yeah, but what if you're hungry? It also comes with a $400 food credit. It's a pretty sweet prize. You don't want to miss your shot at the ultimate hockey getaway. Brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. So if you don't want to miss your shot, I told you how you have to do it. You got to text in this keyword. For this hour, the keyword, odds. 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 Like may the odds be ever in your favor. Odds. Just that word is the keyword. ODDS. Odds. Text that in right now to 919-860-5326. If you text it in before 5 o'clock, you'll get this hour's entry into the Sin City Skateaway. And don't forget, we have another opportunity, another keyword, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So you want to stay tuned to 99.9 The Fan for that. And also all day tomorrow from noon to 6 and Friday from noon to 6 for more keywords to earn more entries into the Sin City Skateaway. Now, it is time for a little ladder challenge here on The Drive. Dennis, go ahead and fire up the music. All right, ladder challenge, September 17th. We are really into the meat of the month as we continue along with the ladder challenge. Dennis, my going full Costanza and doing everything that I would normally not do continues to work. I hit a winner last night. I picked the baseball game that I knew the least about. I did the least overthinking I possibly could, and I just took the over, teased it down to 4.5 runs. Basically, Cal Raleigh took care of it by himself.
He did.
He had 2 home runs. He's now tied for the most single-season home runs in Mariners history with a guy that most of you may know, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
56, which is crazy for a catcher.
He's doing it as a switch hitter, too.
Pretty bananas. So appreciate it, Cal. Oh, by the way, he is a North Carolina guy. He's from North Carolina, so shout out even more to Cal Raleigh. Not from Raleigh, even though that's his last name. That would have been kind of cool.
It's a great name, though.
It just works. It just works. That turned my little stockpile, my little cash pile here to $25.51. How did it go for you last night?
So I had Caden Dana of the LA Angels against the Milwaukee Brewers, giving up at least one earned run yesterday, and he gave up 5. So nailed that. So I'm up to $18.86. That was a minus 940 play for me yesterday.
All right. So looking towards tonight, I am continuing to be full Costanza, George Costanza, trying to think of what I would do, betting the opposite because it's working. I still haven't had a loser in the month of September. They are likely to win bets, by the way. It's not the most impressive thing in the world. We limit them to minus 500 to minus 1,000 odds and try to roll over winnings and stakes all the way through the month. If you lose, you go back to $10. If you win, you got to keep rolling it over. Whoever has the most money at the end of the month wins. In the interest of full Costanza, I looked at WNBA because there's not a lot going on. We really need that Maction to start hitting on a Wednesday. Although I was looking for the next couple weeks. I'm not sure Maction is going back to Wednesdays.
Really?
At least the schedule I was looking at, there are games that start up on Tuesday and Wednesday, but they're not the traditional MAC teams. It's not the Eastern Michigan Bowling Green. It's not, Ball State, Miami of Ohio. So maybe the Maction is giving up some of the best branding in college football. I don't know, but don't quote me on that because I didn't do like a ton of research, but I did scroll ahead in the college football schedules, and I was disappointed by the Tuesday-Wednesday slates. Either way, I looked at WNBA, and I saw a matchup, and I went, oh, the Liberty are good. They're the defending champ. They've got some stars, right? Sabrina Ionescu. They've got Brianna Stewart. Oh, they're pretty good. So in the interest of going full Costanza, I went, I guess I have to bet on the team that they're playing against. All I know is that Liberty has stars, and they won last year. So give me the Phoenix Mercury. I was able to tease it all the way back to plus 16.5. Give me the Mercury plus 16.5 points over the Liberty tonight. If that hits, I'll turn my money into $28.28. Costanza continues. Dennis, what are you betting on tonight?
So I'm going to go Jose Soriano of the LA Angels. Again, they're playing the Milwaukee Brewers. They're going to go right back to this. The starting pitcher for the Angels, Soriano, I have him giving up at least one earned run today. So that's a minus 760 bet. My $18.86 turns into $21.34.
There you go. I'm going to real quickly, just because I know that some people are hanging on my every word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the MAC. I'm going to go, say, week 6. Starts on Thursday. We'll go to week 8. Okay, they got some Tuesday stuff going on there. Oh, wait. No. That's not MAC. MAC in week 8, all on Saturday. I think they may have given up the midweek MAC games. Week 10, MAC. All right, there's a couple there. No, that's Saturday. Maybe they just don't have all the schedules on ESPN. I don't know. If MAC gave up Tuesday, Wednesday games, I have no idea what to make of that. But that's an if. Maybe ESPN just doesn't have the full breakdown. Either way, we can't worry about the MAC too much because it's time for a blind ranking.
All right, so the blind ranking today, because the Carolina Hurricanes are reporting to training camp today, our blind ranking is going to be Carolina Hurricanes players.
Just straight up Hurricanes players.
Just straight up current Carolina Hurricanes players going into the upcoming season. I'm going to give Tim 5 names, but I'm only going to give him one name at a time, and he has to rank these players 1 through 5.
Are these favorites, or are we just like best players, most important?
These are current Canes players.
Okay, all right. Because I've got some of my guys who I understand aren't like the most important, but they're like my dudes.
Sure.
But I don't. All right, I'll just have to play it as we see it. We'll have to just keep it rolling.
That's all you can do. All right, so first name on the blind ranking of Carolina Hurricanes players going into the 2025-2026 season. The first name is Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall. All right. I like Taylor Hall. I think that there are quite a few players who see Taylor Hall is kind of one of my guys. I think the veteranship, I think he sees the ice extremely well, and as a former quarterback, I think his vision is something that I actually think he would be a very good quarterback if he, grew up in a different setting. I'm putting him 4. Taylor Hall 4. And part of that is just the pure respect I have for the rest of the roster. I think there's a lot of options above him, a couple below, and I'm taking the chance that you maybe be trying to get me later on. So I'm putting Taylor Hall number 4.
No gettings here.
I know, but
no trying to get guys.
I have to stay defensive. I'm like a driver on the highway. I'm defensively driving here.
Okay, next one.
Side note, use your blinker before you come over. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, there is that too. All right, so number 4, you have Taylor Hall. Next name on the list is Logan Stankoven.
Big fan of Logan Stankoven.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of Logan Stankoven. Little young, coming out of his rookie season a year ago, but he's locked up to the long term. I'm putting Logan Stankoven 3.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm having one of those realizations of how good the Canes roster is.
Yeah.
That Taylor Hall and Logan Stankoven, I feel kind of comfortable with them at 3 for Stankoven, 4 for Taylor Hall. Not saying it's going to work out for me. I'm just playing the odds here. I think the odds are that there's a couple names still to come that I think I'd be very comfortable putting above them.
All right, next one on this list is Jalen Chatfield.
See, this is tough because Chatfield's one of my guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Chatfield fan. I've probably, in our first goal scorer predictions that we do throughout the regular and postseason for the Canes, I bet you I lead the league in picking Jalen Chatfield, which is not really his bag. Like, he's not necessarily a goal scorer. I think he covers for his partner well. I think he's an exceptional blue liner. I'm going to have to put him 5, and I'm just going to keep talking and pretend like I didn't have to do that, so maybe it won't feel as rough. But I think he's going to have to be 5 because 1 and 2, I think there's a lot of really good players coming up here. Chatty is my guy, though. Chatty, and you know what else? I'm going to pretend like I'm putting him number 5 because he wears number 5.
Oh,
he's
okay.
a category 5.
See?
It fits right there.
It does.
I wish I would have thought of that first, and I could have led with that, and it would have seemed more intentional. Category 5, number 5.
All right, so the first name I gave you, Taylor Hall, you slotted him at number 4. Second name I gave you, Logan Stankoven.
I'm going to need you to do me some solids here.
Second name I gave you was Logan Stankoven. You put him at number 3. Jalen Chatfield, you put him at number 5. So only 1 and 2 are left open. The next name on this list, Freddie Anderson.
I have to be completely honest with you. In this entire exercise, the goalies did not once pop into my head.
Oh, really?
For whatever reason, I was just thinking skaters. And obviously it was not part of the rules, but just because it's not like I'm sitting here with a roster and going through like every, like, oh, I'd have that person above Stankoven, I'd have that person below. I wasn't doing that. So it was just like a rush of names and kind of groups and stuff. The goalies did not pop into my brain one time. I don't know if that would have changed things, but it probably should have changed things. I have to put Freddie number 2. Obviously, okay. He's not a number 1. I hope he plays like this, one of the top couple of players on the team, because that would mean one of the biggest question marks about the team is being answered with an emphatic yes. So Freddie's number 2, and for the first time I look at my list and go, don't love it. But there you go.
Okay, well, you might love this one. Final one here. The person that has to slide into the number 1 slot is Jacob Slavin.
That's fantastic. To be honest with you, just like odds, right? Once we get Stanky at 3, I'm thinking they're an Acho, a Jarvis. There's obviously Slavin would have been a big part of that. Maybe an Ehlers. Like, there's a lot of names that I would have been okay up there with. Freddie just wasn't one of them. But if you would have given me Jacob Slavin at any point in time, he was going to go 1. Just play the odds. He might be the one, even if I knew that I was going to rank the entire team. He may have slotted in at 1. Definitely would have been a contender. The only thing, I would have moved Freddie down. That's it. That's it. Anything else there that stands out to you?
No.
Just move Freddie.
Really, yeah, pretty straightforward. Overall, that's a pretty solid list, though.
It is.
Overall,
and
pretty solid.
And by the way, when Freddie's good,
he's great.
If you when he was on the hot streak in the postseason, if you would have said this was the list, that was correct. I don't think many would have argued with you. Obviously, at other times when he's not on the hot streak or when he's out for 3 months with an injury and his approval rating dips a little bit, I think that people look at this list and be very upset with it. But it could be a lot worse.
So someone actually in our YouTube live chat actually played along.
Oh, I like
with the blind
I like
ranking.
that idea.
So the first name I gave out was Taylor Hall. J-Rob put Taylor Hall at number 5. Second name I gave out was Logan Stankoven, and he put Stanky at number 2. Next name I gave out was Chatfield. He had Chatty at 4. And then I gave Freddie Anderson. He slotted at 3. Then Slavin 1.
That's another very, very
Solid.
good rendition of that list.
So, yes, you can play along with the blind rankings at home, folks.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but definitely go ahead and play.
Yeah.
Category 5. It just works.
It just does.
It just works. All right, there you go. That's a blind ranking. We'll do it again next Wednesday. Different category every time. By the way, like if you think ahead, and I don't anticipate all of you doing this, I have a hard time planning more than 12 hours into the future.
Okay.
But if you do, next Wednesday, if you want to hit us up on social media or whatever with what you think would be a good category, if you will, for the blind rankings, you can always suggest. I'm not saying we'll go with it, but you can always suggest, and if it's awesome, we may go with it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. So we just blind ranked some Carolina Hurricanes players. For Hit It and Quit It, I figured we would hear from some Carolina Hurricanes players. So was this yesterday? It feels longer ago than that. Was yesterday. Wasn't it? All right. Yesterday morning, Dennis head out to the rink and talked with some of what I called the biggest transformation of the offseason players for the Carolina Hurricanes. Keandre Miller transformed from a Ranger to a Cane, which is a big transformation. And then Jackson Blake transformed from a rookie trying to establish himself in the league to a Cane with like a decade-long commitment from the team and a long-term contract. So for Hit It and Quit It, I thought we would line up some of the audio from those conversations, hit it, quit it, move on to the next. But here's the interesting part. Dennis obviously knows everything they said because he was there getting the info, asking the questions. I have yet to hear some of these, so I'm going to live react. We're just going to pick them randomly. Obviously, Dennis won't be random. He'll pick ones you want to hear. But I'll start. And let's start with on Hit It and Quit It. Let's go Jackson Blake on the long-term stability of his contract. Obviously, I mentioned he signed a real long-term contract this offseason.
I think that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do it too. Like, I know they kind of want that because I feel like, the staff here, it doesn't take off pressure, but it kind of gives you a little bit of relief. Obviously, you got to go out there and perform whether you're on a long-term deal or not, or something like that. You still got to expect a lot from yourself, and that's what I think of me. I expect a lot from myself, but this is definitely a good relief to know I have that in the back of my back pocket for sure.
I do think the long-term commitment from the team matters, and that goes for everybody. And it's every young player goes through it where you're playing and you feel like I better play well or else I better play well or they're going to give this opportunity to someone else. It wasn't that long ago. At this point last year, I want to say almost probably a year ago exactly. You can go look it up in the podcast. I was saying I think there's one slot on the opening day roster for a rookie, and there were like 3 or 4 names that I wanted to see through the preseason go earn that opening day roster spot. Bradley Nadeau, one of them, maybe Felix Unger-Sorum, and obviously Jackson Blake was in the running. He earned that opening shot, and then I'm sure for at least a while he was thinking like I better play well or else they're going to give someone else a shot. Now he knows the money is there, the commitment is there. It's his spot in the roster, which is pretty darn cool. Dennis, where are we going next? Let's quit that one. Let's hit whichever quote you want to quote.
Well, let's go ahead and go. Let's keep it with Jackson Blake right now. Because I asked him a question about going into his second year as a pro. Because in college hockey, when he played at North Dakota, you're only playing about 40 to 45 games. Now you go into the NHL, it's 82-game regular season plus postseason. Looking at 100-plus games. So I asked him how he adjusted his training this offseason in order to handle the rigors of an NHL season.
I think in the gym, I try to take it up another notch. I've always tried to work as hard as I can in the gym. So, but I think the biggest thing for me was just off the ice, or on the ice. I didn't want to skate as much as I did in the past summers just because you don't really want to get burnt out. I wasn't necessarily burnt out last year, but I think I skated like 5 times a week starting at the end of July. I think that was a little much for me. So I didn't skate as much as I did in the past, and I think that's just going to help me down the road, hopefully.
Experience is a cheat code. It really is. right? The amount of professional athletes that like 10 years into their career think back to what they were doing to get ready for a season early in their career, and they're just like, I didn't know. I was trying. My head was in the right place, but like you just fine-tune everything as your career goes along, and it's one of those, I wish I knew then what I know now. Obviously, Jackson Blake isn't starting from a zero, right? His dad played almost 900 games in the NHL. He's surrounded by veterans on the Canes. Rod Brindamore has to be as wise of a advice giver as you could possibly have in the hockey world. So it's not like he's starting from a zero, but every year he should get better at getting his body right for the season.
Especially with how physically demanding the Canes system is on guys, with how they skate, how they play. It's taxing.
And I would throw this out there even more so. The Canes aren't afraid to draft, play, and give long-term commitments to smaller guys, and Jackson Blake is one of them. You better take great care of your body, right? If you're going to be out there as an NHL forward at, whatever he is, 5'11", 180, 185, you better be putting every kind of, tool into your toolbox to build up some longevity and some durability. So it's good that he's learned all that now. Let's quit that. Let's hit a quote from Keandre Miller. How about how his skating will translate well to the Canes system?
The strongest part of my game is my skating. I have the ability to get back if I do mess up. I think that's something I used in New York that saved me every once in a while. You don't want to put yourself in those positions, but it's going to happen. Not every play is going to be as clean as you want, and you're not going to get exactly the looks you're trying to go for exactly in a game too. So I think it's I was able to use my skating and use my speed, use my vision to create space and create space for my teammates too.
I like a guy that's confident in his skating ability, right? I obviously, and he kind of walked it back, right? You don't want to be putting yourself in a situation where you have to recover a whole bunch. But I like a guy that is confident in it, because to me it just eliminates panic, it eliminates penalties, it eliminates a whole bunch of situations where if things do go a little haywire, which by the way could be like a straight up turnover, could be a bad play by somebody, but it could also be one of those fluke plays that happen in hockey, right? Ricochets off of something funny, stick breaks somewhere, like whatever it is, to know you have a guy that's going to stay calm and be like, it's cool, I'm a great skater, I can get back and I can minimize this issue. It's kind of like a superpower that you don't know you need until you need it. So I think that's awesome that he's that confident in his physical abilities. All right, let's quit that. Let's hit one more here, Dennis.
All right, let's actually get into, I asked Keandre Miller about life off the ice, about how living in a place like Raleigh is just going to be so much different than New York in just the terms of the day-to-day. And he actually gave a really interesting answer, both how it impacts both day-to-day life, but also even game days.
Little things about like your commute, I would say you're going about your day-to-day life is a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, a little less stress. I found in New York, I don't know, it just seemed like you were always kind of moving, whether it was going to the rink, going to get treatment, whatever it was, it seemed like an extra couple hours out of your way that you had to go either into the city for a game or practice would be like an hour away from MSG. So it was hard to really get a grip on, I don't know. I've always said like it was hard to feel almost the feeling of a home game, only because we were always traveling. Even for our home games, we would travel to a hotel and stay in a hotel. So it was definitely weird, definitely an adjustment, but I'm excited to, like you said, lay back a little bit in terms of the style of life.
That is always a wonder to me, and I've never been in that situation, but when guys are free agents and everybody just assumes everyone wants like New York or LA, I'm always like, a lot of these hockey guys are from like Minnetonka, Minnesota. They're from, Winnipeg, Canada. Do they really want to go to like Madison Square? Like they all want the big city life and the bright lights all the time? Or do some of them want a feeling of don't get me wrong, it's not like Raleigh is Little House on the Prairie. Like it's a city, you got everything you need, but also it's not New York. And I wonder if some don't really, really value that over the Bright City, whatever you want to call it.
Talking to Canes players and talking to Keandre, that's something that he mentioned was the fact that your off-ice life is, he said, normal.
Yeah.
You know, which is not a lot of guys get that. If you're living in Toronto or something like that, you're not going to get that. I mean, guys can blend in Raleigh. Like, yeah, people are like, oh, I saw so-and-so out.
Yeah.
But you don't really see the gossip and all that kind of stuff. I mean, unless I'm just not following the right social channels or whatever it might be. But you're just there's been plenty of times I've seen Canes players. Like, I've walked out of the movie theater and I've seen a Canes player with his wife and kids walking in, and chances just say hey to him because obviously we see each other in the locker room. But they can go do that in this town where other places not quite as easy to go.
As somebody that does, I do my best to stay up on everything online. I'm not in all of the weird social channels. There are some guys that pop up in the gossip more often, but I'll put it this way. If anything in this gossip were remotely true, and I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say what, happened in New York, it would be a completely different beast than it is here. It just seems like everybody's a little bit cooler about it around here. Maybe they're humans and they get treated like that. I don't know. Maybe. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Big hockey fans, by the way, don't forget, Sin City Skateaway, keyword for this hour, odds, ODDS. Text that into 919-860-5326 if you'd like to see Carolina play some hockey in a very different city, Las Vegas. You can win a trip with hotel and airfare and food and all that sort of stuff. All you have to do is text in odds, ODDS, to 919-860-5326. Make sure you text that in by 5 o'clock because that keyword expires at 5. There'll be a new keyword we'll give you in the 5 o'clock hour. Odds is the keyword for this hour. Before we move on, Dennis has something he'd like to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. If you are a motorcycle rider that hasn't really been on the bike in a couple of years, or maybe you're someone who is intrigued about possibly being a motorcycle rider and just haven't done it, and I'm not sure if this is something I really enjoy, I'm thinking about it, sign up for a motorcycle safety riding course. I actually did mine here in Raleigh through Tobacco Road Harley Davidson is where I did my motorcycle riding class. That's where I learned to ride a motorcycle. The biggest thing they teach you with everything that you do, safety, 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 safety. That's the thing they emphasize with everything that you do. How to handle your bike safely, how to get on and off the bike properly and safely as well, how to turn on and turn off your motorcycle safely. There's a lot of different things that go into it, but everything is about safety. So if you're unsure, or maybe you haven't ridden in a long time, I encourage you to sign up for that riding course, wherever it might be. Sign up for a motorcycle riding safety course to get the basics down before getting out there on the road. But if you are injured in a motorcycle accident, it can happen to an experienced rider too. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you contact the insurance company. Insurance companies, let's be honest, they don't want to give you anything. They want to give you the least amount possible. Law Tigers are there to fight for you. That's why your case evaluation is always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Next up, my conversation from earlier today, our weekly check-in with former NC State quarterback, longtime NFL quarterback Mike Glennon. He was in studio to talk Bryce Young, talk Panthers, and talk about his Wolfpack. Stick around.
99.9 The Fan, Newcomb and Company, Buffalo Brothers, and Atlantic Spas and Billiards Hot Tub and Sauna Expo want you to see hockey live in Las Vegas. It's our Sin City Skateaway. Listen to The Fan through September 19th. Keywords come your way every hour from noon to 6. Text in the keywords to enter to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. We'll fly you to an amazing room at the Park MGM Resort, and we'll hook you up with tickets to the Carolina Vegas game. The Sin City Skateaway, only on 99.9 The Fan.
Got a sore throat? A kid with a high fever? An aching back? I've got 3 words for you. WakeMed Urgent Care. Locations everywhere. Urgent care just for kids. Urgent care just for orthopedics. Urgent care every day of the year at MyCare 365. Even virtual urgent care on your couch, in your jammies. Find the urgent care location nearest you at wakemed.org. We'll be here with the care you need whenever you need it.
Stay informed with The Rundown, the daily newsletter from High School OT that delivers the most important high school sports news and insights straight to your inbox. Brought to you by High School OT and powered by our sponsor, First Carolina Bank. Subscribe to The Rundown at highschoolot.com.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. I travel coast to coast covering hockey. But when I'm back home, I head to my home away from home, Buffalo Brothers, for the best wings on the planet. You can't beat their specials at all 5 of their Triangle locations. Every pro football game day, you can get Miller Lite Draft for $4.50 and Blue Moon Draft for $5.50. Pet-friendly patio too. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Smothers is back in now. 3rd and goal from the 4. Smothers to the right of Bailey. 4 targets to work with. Snap back. It's an all-out blitz. Locks it over the middle. Touchdown. Joe Lee's 2nd touchdown haul of the game. PAT could tie it at 6:22 to play in the 3rd quarter.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, getting set for our weekly visit here in studio with Mike Glennon, NC State former quarterback and a 10-year NFL veteran as well, joining the show. Mike, we'll start where we so often start with you, which is insight into the young quarterback development of Bryce Young. Starts with 2 rough turnovers in the game, but then throws for a career high in yardage and gets him back into the game. Is that something that you can build off of, or is it empty stats, empty calories, like how many are seeing it?
As a player that threw a lot of touchdowns in fourth quarters of games when you're down by 20 points, I'd say it's really empty stats.
I wasn't setting you up for
I know
that.
you weren't setting me up. I'm poking fun at myself. When you get down by a bunch, defenses play different, and it's not the same speed. It's not the same looks you're going to get. They start going way more vanilla. So, of course it's good to see that he didn't completely go in the tank and he fought back. But until that last drive, I don't think the Cardinals were playing with the same intensity or urgency that they were in the beginning of the game. You got to play well from start to finish. It can't just be at the end. So, unfortunately to me, I think that was just empty stats.
All right, so by the way, I've been also there, right? So we've been negative about the team in search for a positive. Teteroa McMillan through 2 games looks like the real deal. Is a rookie wide receiver going into his 3rd game? Can you make that the cornerstone of your offense that you build around?
I think he has to be. He's been very impressive. He's shown why he was a first-round pick, and looks like the transition from college to the NFL has been pretty seamless for him. And right now, Hunter Renfrow is my guy. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns, but at times I felt like they weren't using him properly. They're using him on vertical kind of concepts. I get it was the end of the game. You're trying to push the ball down the field, but that's just not his skill set. That's where they got to get the ball to Teteroa and McMillan. And we're just not seeing enough out of Xavier Legette yet. So, to me, the offense needs to run through Chuba Hubbard and Teteroa McMillan, and then you mix in Hunter Renfrow in there, and hopefully once Jalen Coker comes back, that'll have an impact on this offense as well.
Mike Glennon here with us in studio. We're gonna get to NC State, I promise. But if you want more, check out the Pack Therapy podcast. Everywhere podcasts can be found, including our YouTube and our brand new 99.9 The Fan app for Mike's deep dive into State's win over Wake Forest and ahead of their game on against Duke this weekend. You brought up Xavier Legette. Do you have any experience with being in on a team with kind of those freakish athletes that you're having a hard time getting the production out of? Because right now he seems like a riddle that the coaching staff and Bryce Young just can't really solve, despite the fact that he's 6'2", 220 pounds and runs a 4.39 40, and it seems like you should be able to get something out of it.
Yeah, I think sometimes these guys that are kind of combine warriors, they look the part. They measure in 6'1", 220, runs a
4.39.
4.39.
Which sounds so much faster than 4.40, just a 4.3 start.
Yeah, I mean, these numbers are probably similar to what, like Saquon Barkley and those guys are. So it's like, man, we just got to find a way to get him the ball. And I would say the closest person I probably had to that was Laviska Shenault in Jacksonville. And actually as a rookie.
He spent some time in Carolina as well.
Okay. He actually, we did find a way. It was like the first game. I remember he caught a few passes. It was like, damn, we just need to get this guy the ball. And then kind of as his career went on, it just kind of fizzled. I think those guys typically don't pan out. I mean, there's just Cordero Patterson, Dabo Samuel, but Dabo Samuel is a legit receiver. So, I think you take a risk when you draft a guy that has the athleticism, but doesn't exactly have the skill set or the production at receiver like other just typical receivers that you're taking in the draft.
A little unpolished, maybe in his
right.
Craft.
Unpolished would be a good way of putting it.
All right, Mike. Let's move towards State. State gets the win over Wake Forest last week in a crazy game. Right. It starts with the food cart on fire. There's a kick return for a touchdown, down 14-0. And they come back to win by double digits in that one. 3-0, one of, I think I saw it was 8 or 9 teams in the country that are undefeated with multiple wins over power conference opponents, UVA and Wake Forest. Are you raising your expectations for this team? We've preseason there's a lot of, fan base wants 10 wins every year. That's tough. Now you're 3-0 with the entire schedule ahead of you. Are you raising those expectations?
I am. I think going into the Virginia game, we kind of said this is a game that's going to show, to me, was like, who are they going to be? Are they going to be a bowl eligible team? I think against Virginia, they kind of showed that. Now against Wake Forest, I think they showed they may be a team that can potentially, contend for the ACC. I think this week will be more the tell against Duke. But the bar has been raising. I think, the preseason we were saying 6.5 wins was the over-under. Mm-hmm. I think this team is looking like a minimum 7 to 8 win team because I think it runs through C.J. Bailey. C.J. Bailey's playing really well now. Not that he wasn't before, but it just looks like he's got complete control of this offense. Hollywood Smothers is one of the leading rushers in the country. So between those two guys, I think NC State's going to have a chance in every game this year.
Looking at the upcoming weekend, you mentioned the test against Duke. Duke's favored by 3.5. The line opened at 2.5, so it's actually moving to be even over that field goal, which is a big number that gamblers pay attention to. Hollywood Smothers amongst the leading rushers in the country. Darian Mensah for Duke, 3rd in total passing yards in the entire FBS level of football. The secondary for State against Wake Forest. Robbie Ashford, not the passer, right, has some running ability. But against Duke, you're going to get that fastball passing look. Is the defense and the secondary specifically ready for that?
Yeah, it's going to be a big test. And that's why I say I think this will be the game that shows whether State is a true contender in the ACC or not. Because they played against 2 good quarterbacks in ECU and Virginia that can throw the ball. I think this week they're going to see another level. This will be the best quarterback that State has faced this year. And particularly against Virginia, the secondary showed they're pretty susceptible against the pass. So it's going to be a big test. But I think against Wake Forest, they did look better. They gave up, I call it 2 big explosive passes, which is going to happen from time to time. You can't be perfect. But this will be a big test for State to kind of show where this defense is at and where they're headed the rest of the season.
So here's the here's the next step there. We kind of so often call them Big 12 games. Kurt Roper and that offensive coaching staff, do you go into a game like this against Duke, which I don't think is how Duke expected to play. I think their defense was heralded a little bit more than it's been performing this year. Like, are you going in with C.J. Bailey, Smothers, and Rogers and Joe Lee and saying this is a 38-point game minimum, right? Like, every game – our offensive coordinator used to say we needed to get 24 points because our defense was good in college. If we get 24, we should win, which is a completely different outlook on the game than when you go in knowing, hey, this team might put up some points. We got to score 35 plus.
Yeah, I think NC State's number is more going to be in that 30 range, but it's not to compare it to Big 12. When I think of Big 12, I think of an air raid shootout. This has been a balanced offense. I mean, Kurt Roper is doing a great job of running and passing. And obviously it helps when you have someone like Hollywood Smothers, but I expect them to maintain that balanced attack just with the expectation we can't be punting a lot. We're going to have to put up points, but we're going to continue to get Hollywood Smothers the ball and then let CJ do his thing as well.
So you're 2 for 2 on the if-then statements that we've done here, right? If blank happens, then NC State. So far they've been favored in these opportunities, so I said they cover. Today we'll just go money line with it. Against UVA, I believe it was if NC State could get the run game going, and they did, and they won. Against Wake, it was if they can limit the explosive runs from Wake Forest. Damon Claiborne bottled up most of the game, and NC State wins. So if blank happens, NC State wins this weekend against Duke.
I'm going to go with a more simple one, and it's if NC State doesn't turn the ball over, they'll win the game. I think it's going to be, it's not as much about the explosives. I think the defense is going to give up points. That's just going to happen against a good Duke passing offense. So to me, it's about not giving them more chances with the football. So as long as C.J. Bailey takes care of the football, I think NC State wins this one.
That's Mike Glennon. By the way, catch our podcast. We co-host Pack Therapy, the podcast. Everywhere podcasts can be found for NC State Insight. More of what we did there going into the Duke game, a deeper dive. Everywhere podcasts can be found, including the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. Download it. Give us 5 stars, please. Once again, that was Mike Glennon. And check out the Pack Therapy podcast. Right now, I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Your season, your shot. The NFL is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. You just heard during our conversation there, he said Tedero might have to be the cornerstone of the offense for Carolina. So if you're looking touchdown scores, he hasn't gotten in the end zone yet, but he's gotten pretty darn close. Against Atlanta this upcoming weekend, McMillan to be an anytime touchdown scorer, plus 185. If you really want to get froggy and leap on it, how about a little first touchdown score, plus 1,100 for Tedero McMillan? Or if you want to hedge against your own happiness, you could get Bijan Robinson, minus 185 anytime touchdown score, Drake London, plus 130. A lot of different options. Lines and odds are subject to change, so head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app for yourself. Pick the ones you like. New customers, I have something else that you might like. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Here's how you do it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD at signup. That's promo code TIMD with no spaces to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan will continue with the starting 5. And don't forget, we still have one more keyword in the City Skateaway coming up in the next hour. Stick around. Pack Therapy is in session, thanks to First Horizon Bank. It's Tim Donnelly from 99.9 The Fan, alongside legendary Wolfpack play caller Mike Glennon.
Every episode of Pack Therapy is your chance to get dialed in with inside information on your team.
We'll set you up for every Wolfpack game all season long.
And we'll break down every contest, what went right and what could have worked better.
Plus, special guests to keep Wolfpack hope alive.
Follow and subscribe to Pack Therapy wherever you discover your favorite podcasts and watch every episode on YouTube.
It's bow time. Fumbling the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you could say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back. That one going. Gone.
Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm WRL meteorologist Mike Mays. A whole lot of us saw clouds this afternoon. Some saw some light rain. We'll have clouds this evening. It'll be clearing overnight, maybe some fog, 61 the low. Much better day for Thursday. It's partly to mostly sunny and warmer. The high temperature, 85.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 260 points to 46,018. Market update brought to you by Howard Hanna Allen Tate. Ready to sell your home? Trust the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas, Howard Hanna Allen Tate. Let them show you a real estate experience that is different from all others. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have a really fun starting five lined up for you. But I also understand how fun a free trip to Vegas would be for some of you.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's give out a keyword in the Sin City Skateaway. There it is. Sin City Skateaway. Hockey fans, perk up your ears, take out your notepads, get ready to text. Once an hour from noon to 6, today, Thursday, and Friday. These are the last 3 days of which we'll do the hourly keywords from noon to 6 here on 99.9 The Fan. You can hear a keyword. And if you hear the keyword and you text it in to the number I'm about to give you before the next hour, so for this one I'm about to give you, you have until 6 o'clock, you gain an entry into the Sin City Skateaway. On Monday, that's this upcoming Monday, September 22nd, we will choose one of those entries. And that person will win a pair of tickets to see Carolina play Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on October 20th. Round-trip airfare for two, a 3-night stay at Park MGM Resort and Casino, and $400 in food credits. Now, I want to be clear on something real quick. We do this once an hour. You do not have to do it every hour. If you missed a day, if you haven't done it yet, it's not like, oh, you don't have a chance. All you need to do is text it in once to have a chance. To maximize your chances, you want to do it as often as possible. But don't think like, oh, I wasn't paying attention last week, now I don't have a chance. No, text it in right now, this word I'm about to give you, and you have an entry, and you might go to Vegas for free and bring a friend. Okay, so don't miss out on your shot at the ultimate hockey getaway, brought to you by Park MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb and Company. For this hour, good until 6 o'clock, I hope we get to say this word a whole bunch this year. The word is cup. C-U-P. Cup. And the number to text it to, 919-860-5326. If you text in cup, C-U-P, just that keyword, you don't have to send in anything else. If you text that to 919-860-5326, you will gain this hour's entry into the Sin City Skateaway. And I know I just did a whole bunch talking about how noon to 6, we do this once an hour. There is also one other way to get one extra entry.
Go on.
For an extra chance, just one additional chance, but you never know which one's going to be the winner. You can join Victoria from the Adam Gold Show, Victoria Vodenecker, Thursday night. This is tomorrow night at Buffalo Brothers on Lake Boone Trail. She'll be there for a sports watch party from 6 to 8, and she will have a QR code for you to scan and score an extra entry into the Sin City Skateaway. So you have this entry that we just gave you. Cup, text it to 919-860-5326. You have 6 entries tomorrow, noon to 6, 6 on Friday, noon to 6 here on 99.9 The Fan, and one more. And that comes from hanging out with Victoria at Buffalo Brothers on Lake Boone Trail tomorrow night from 6 to 8. That's all I can do. I've now done everything I can do for you. The rest is in your hands. Now let's jump into the starting 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I feel great about playing football right now.
Well, that makes one of it. No, I'm kidding. I think the Panthers should be chomping at the bit to get back on the football field against Atlanta this weekend. But we do have some news from Panthers practice today. They were out on the field. Pass rusher Pat Jones worked off to the side with some of the other guys working their way back from injury, Jalen Coker, LeBron Ray. So his availability will be something to monitor. Now, I actually think Pat Jones made some pretty good plays this past week. But it's a next man up league. If that leads to Nick Scorton and Prince Umanmielen having more opportunities, there's a silver lining to everything. You want Pat Jones healthy. He's one of their veterans. He's one of their leaders. But also the young guys getting more reps might accelerate their development, which could be a silver lining. I think it's quite obvious that Cade Mays, the center, was working with the first team in Austin Corbett's absence, which makes a lot of sense there. But it happened. He was working with the first team, so just confirming our suspicions ahead of time. And Dennis, I get to come to you with a jersey question.
Oh, okay.
Black helmets at practice, like matte black.
I think that's what they're wearing this weekend, if I remember correctly.
For
they're wearing the black.
Do you like it?
Hey, you got to change something.
Okay.
Got to change something. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to look good, feel good. Feel good, play good, right? Maybe?
Full tin cup, right? Romeo's like, hey, man, I need you to take a tee, put it behind your right ear, take all the change out of your right pocket, move it to your left pocket. Just got to get yourself out of your own head right now. Roy, that is a fantastic move. I do that with sunglasses playing golf. Sunglasses be on my head. They'll be up on my hat. They'll be in my back pocket. They move around based on how well I'm playing or not playing because, you just got to keep changing stuff up. I don't even know if it's superstition as much as just trying to get you to stop thinking about certain things and get back to reacting and being instinctual and being an athlete. So, but I also think they are, the kids like them. I think it gets players excited when you wear cool new jerseys. So there's a little bit of Panthers updates for number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together. What?
Since when is winning not enough? When you're not winning anymore. Dabo, Swinney, and Clemson are 1-2 on the year. They are unranked, which hasn't happened in a while for Clemson. At least it doesn't seem like it has. And Dabo Swinney had to answer the questions that coaches have to answer when their team is not playing well, and they're probably not fun to answer. And because of that, Dabo Swinney went on a nice little Dabo Swinney rant that I think those that he has tormented in the ACC may enjoy. Here's the audio.
If they want me gone, if they tired of winning, they can send me on their way because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking. Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we're a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory in case y'all don't know. We'll be all right. We'll bounce back. This is a program built to last. Always has been. Always will be. And I would just say if you give up on us if you don't believe in us because we've lost 2 games down to the last straight and you didn't believe in us anyway, so it don't matter. You wasn't all in anyway. If you're all in, you burn the ships, man. There ain't no exit strategy. Like, you're freaking all in. And hey, listen, I mean, if Clemson's tired of winning, they send me on my way, but I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I got a long way to go. Y'all going to have to deal with me for a while. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting going. I'm just now good enough to be a head coach.
Dabo, who took you on that route? Who took you on that path? You started with a little bit of defiance, which is fine, right? You're not playing well and you want to defend your guys in your program. You started with like, hey, we've been winning a lot, and you reeled off the resume. By the end of that rant, you were coaching against Clemson. You're going to have to deal with me for a long time. It's
like, Dabo, who hurt you?
We didn't fire you. You're still our coach. What do you mean we're going to have to deal with you? If they want to fire me, cool. I'm gonna haunt them for the rest of my life. It's like, whoa. Relax. You're 1-2. That's going to come with 1-2 questions. Like, you're not 3-0. You're not going to get the pats on the back that you're used to when you're normally 2-1 or 3-0. It's a different beast here, Dabo. I don't know. That's maybe like, this is how I equate what Dabo is going through. My dad grew up in New England, Connecticut, cold, right? New England. We lived in Hawaii for 7 years. He's lived in South Carolina. He's been in Florida for the last 8 or 9 years. If it gets to like 40 degrees around him, he's soft now, right? He's like nose running, jacket on, hat. It's like, dude, you grew up in Connecticut. What are we doing here? It's 60 and breezy. Like, this is shorts weather. I feel like Dabo, he grew up a coach that won and lost games, right? He came up, having to rebuild programs and deal with the naysayers and the haters. Then he went on a winning streak of like 10 years, right? Where he was at most losing like, 1 or 2 games a year. And he's a little soft now. Now every loss, it's like, give me a jacket, my nose is running, right? He's like over. It's like, this is just a second. You're 1-2. This isn't even the bad stuff. Just wait till you need to win 2 of your last 3 to be bowl eligible. Then you're going to have to start answering some questions. Right? Right? It's like somewhere the other ACC coaches are like, isn't this the guy that used to have to deal with people calling a bad loss Clemsoning? Now you're getting bent out of shape because you lost 2 early on? What's going on here? Dave Doran's going, I don't start coaching until I get those questions. That's when I'm at my best, back against the wall. You got to toughen up, Dabo. Get yourself a jacket and a scarf. All right, that's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
You have got to be kidding me.
Earlier today, during Dean's List, we brought up that Seth Trimble, one of the current Tar Heels basketball players, he is the youngest franchisee in the country for Ben & Jerry's. So he used some of his NIL money, and I assume some of the pull that comes with being a Tar Heel basketball player in Chapel Hill. He now he's the franchisee of a Ben & Jerry's, like brick and mortar shop on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill.
Which is super cool.
Which is awesome. And by the way, great way to use your NIL money.
Absolutely.
Basketball doesn't work out, which I think it will for Seth, especially if he doesn't mind going overseas. Maybe NBA, but who knows? See how the season goes. But that's a business that can support you. That's a really cool deal. He was talking to the media about it, and he said he's talking to corporate about getting a flavor that could be a signature flavor for Roy Williams in their Franklin Street location. He believes that Coach Williams deserves it. So that immediately went to us of like, oh, what that flavor? What's the flavor, right? What's the name? What's the signature for Roy Williams? We tossed around, I would say, some bad ideas on air, but we did ask you to give us the good ideas, and many of you jumped into the 99.9 The Fan YouTube live stream comments and came with some ideas. Dennis, give us some of the highlights.
Someone said, this is from My HVAC Life, said dadgum butternut.
Dadgum, I said this earlier. If you put dadgum before any flavor, A, I'm going to associate it with Roy Williams, and B, I'm going to laugh. It's just funny. I imagine it in his twang, his southern drawl, and it's perfect.
It's going to be wonderful. The Paralyzed Coyote actually submitted several, including the Roy Vanillium's Carolina Blue Moon Swirl, which is a swirl of vanilla and blue moon with little chocolate Tar Heel logo pieces mixed in.
Vanilliums feels like you're working really hard for a pun.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of bringing in Carolina blue, though. I like the idea of the color being involved.
Troy said Roy and Dean's blue jelly bean. We actually did have a caller come in and say, told us off air, you have to use something with Wanda. Like his wife Wanda always refers to. You have to incorporate that in some way, shape, or form. And someone actually said Wanda's Wonderful Walnut Swirl. That one comes from UNC Fester.
Leaned aggressively into the alliteration there.
For sure.
If you're gonna, I mean, I have not been invited to a meal at the Williams house, but I would imagine Wanda has something that she might consider a signature dish that could perhaps, fulfill a sweet tooth. So if you're bringing that into the equation, I have no issues whatsoever. I like the idea of it.
Brandon said Coach Roy's Final Four chips galore, which is blue cookies and cream flavor with both milk chocolate chips and white chocolate chips. Thought that was actually a pretty interesting one.
There's the only issue I have with that is the name is kind of generic for any coach that's had success, right? Final Four chips galore. It could be.
But he did say Coach Roy's
at the beginning, yes. Yeah. But I'm saying it could be Coach Boeheim's Final Four chips galore. Like it could fit any of them. So I just want to make sure that it's a signature for Roy.
And then someone actually did say, I think this might be a really, really good one here as well. This one comes again. Actually, this one comes from Troy. Said Roy's Slam Dunk Choco Chunk, which I think is actually a pretty decent one as well. But this one might be the best one.
Can't go wrong with Choco Chunk.
Roy's Dadgum Four Coners. Okay? I'm sorry. It's Roy's Dadgum Four Coners offense.
All right? I love it.
So Carolina Blue bubblegum ice cream with pieces of wafer, sugar, pretzel, and waffle cones mixed in. That might be it. That might be it.
First of all, Four Coners is genius, and who came up with
that was Paralyzed Coyote. Paralyzed Coyote was all in on that.
That's fantastic. The only qualm I would have is I think of Dean Smith when I think of Four Corners.
That's a good point.
And Roy even called like the Four Corners with Marcus Page to honor Dean Smith after his passing, right? So I think we may have stumbled into an excellent Franklin Street signature flavor for Dean Smith. I think we go Dean Smith's Four Coners is it's exactly what it is. It's whatever flavor that Dean Smith liked, and you put crumbles of 4 different cone styles on it in honor of Four Corners. And honestly, it could even, that's just a fantastic branding right there. And then we can find Roy's another way. There can be something else. We can get Wanda involved. We can work with everything else to get Roy a different signature. I think Four Coners is clever, and I'm glad that our listeners are that clever.
Like Roy's 2 timeouts remaining or
Chris Webber's early timeout?
No, because if Roy always had 2 timeouts in his pocket at the end of every game, it felt like.
It's got to be a waffle cone because it kind of looks like plaid.
Like the Argyle?
Yeah, like the Argyle, the plaid, the jackets that he was always wearing. There's something there. Dadgum has to be involved.
We'll have to keep workshopping this one.
Could just be like Dag Bubblegum, like an earlier caller or texter said. A lot of good ones there. Appreciate everybody. We'll keep soliciting, but Four Coners, I'm jealous I didn't come up with it. That was number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
We're running out of a little bit of time here, so we're going to get this one out of the way quickly. Bill Belichick and UNC, speaking of the Tar Heels, they're going to Orlando to play UCF this weekend. Turns out it's a familiar face on the opposing sideline for Bill Belichick because he drafted as a defensive coordinator, so as much influence as a defense coordinator could have, drafted and coached Scott Frost, the head coach of UCF, to be a safety when he was the defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells with the New York Jets. Here's Bill Belichick talking about what he remembers about Frost.
When we drafted Scott, I think it was in the 3rd round. Again, he was a college quarterback and made the conversion to safety. So, he had a lot to learn, obviously, but he picked it up very quickly. He also played in the kicking game, and so picked that up. And he had a very good feel for defensively, what the offense did, what the quarterback was looking at and kind of what the quarterback read and things like that. So, for those players that have flipped from one side of the ball to the other, having that experience, especially as defensive back, having played quarterback, is a big advantage.
I think that's exactly what Scott Frost would like you to think about him, and everybody, right? He's a player that gets both sides of the ball, smart player. Those usually become coaches, or at least have the ability to become pretty good coaches. For those of you that dabble on the gambling side of things, it is a 6.5-point favorite. UCF is over UNC, so we'll see how that plays out. It's a big game for the Tar Heels. I think it's a real spot check game. TCU exposed some flaws. You got some opponents that allowed you to hopefully fix those flaws. Now you go down to UCF to see if they're fixed or not. See how much the last 2 games of work has benefited your program and your team and everybody else. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Go one!
Let's do that hockey.
The Canes reported today for training camp. Carolina Hurricanes. Now, they're not on the ice yet. They have to do all of the other things that come with being a professional athlete. They have to have team meetings. They have to get their physicals done, make sure they're ready to go. They have to do some promotional photo shoots, right? You get in front of the smoke machine and you say, I can't hear you, so they can play it on the Jumbotron, right? Let's get loud, raw, all that kind of stuff. So it's a full day for them, but it's not on the ice. Either way, it is a mark. Hockey season is right around the corner. And I believe we played all the audio that we have except for one from Keandre Miller and Jackson Blake. Do you have the one that we didn't play lined up? All right, this is audio that was gathered yesterday when the players were, many of them were already on the ice getting their conditioning skates in and everything else. It's audio from you know what, Dennis, you're looking at the clip. You set it up. Who is it and what are they talking about?
All right, so this is Keandre Miller. I had a chance to talk to him one-on-one yesterday and just ask him about just what it's going to be like for him off the ice living in Raleigh, and he's excited about just the easier pace of life that he's going to have here in the city of Oaks.
One of the big things that a lot of guys have been preaching about is your day-to-day life is pretty normal once you come here. So I'm excited for that normalcy, I guess. In New York, I don't know, whether it was going out to get food or just walking down the street, you get recognized, people ask for pictures and things like that. Here you can blend in a little bit more, and I think it's a good style of pace change.
Which all I'm hearing is now he can focus so much more on hockey, and the improvement is going to be unbelievably dramatic because he doesn't have the unwanted distractions that come with New York and in Carolina. It's just going to be straight up through the roof. Keandre Miller to the moon. And you know what it's almost time for, Dennis? It's almost time to start talking about who's he going to skate with. Which of those blue liners is going to be skating off-handed, right? Because they have 3 right-handed guys or 4 right-handed guys. What are we doing here? Who's it going to be? It's almost that time.
Well, that first group that he's part of practices at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so we'll find out somewhat quick.
Lovely. By the way, shout out to Ryan Henkel, who covers the team for the Hockey News. He put out some of the measurements for players from last offseason to this offseason. I'm not going to read you them all, mostly the younger guys. But Bradley Nadeau, 5'10" last training camp, 5'11" this training camp.
Oh, look at that, growing. He's a youngin'.
160, meaning weight, last training camp, 172 this training camp. So grew an inch, put on 12 pounds. That's what you want to see out of your younger, smaller guys. Unger Sorum, from 5'11" to 6 feet.
Okay.
So he's growing as well, from 170 to 184.
Nice.
That's a decent little jump there. And
again, also a youngin'. He's actually younger than Nadeau.
His first training camp where he was kind of turning heads, he was like, I think they said 6.5 years old. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He was like 19, but he was one of the youngest guys in training camps across the league.
He was the youngest guy drafted in his draft class.
So he obviously still has, for some reason everybody talks about prospects like they're puppies. Like he's got big paws, he can grow into them. It's like, oh, look at that. Look at the jaw. Like it's like he's got a frame that can be added to. So now he's 6 foot 184. He's starting to get up there. Blake went from 173 last offseason to 178 this season. He did say that he got in the gym and was working hard.
I would say standing next to him, like, okay, this dude bulked up a little bit.
Bulked up a little bit, and also said he stayed off the ice a little bit. Sometimes it's harder for the young guys to put on weight if they're skating 5 and 6 times because they're burning so much calories. I know it's a problem that everybody would like to have later in life, but he probably had to work pretty hard to put on those 5 pounds. It's just a different beast. So the Canes get on the ice tomorrow. You heard Dennis say it. We'll hopefully have some observations and things from those practices. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do need to grab some numbers game contestants, but first, here's a message from Dennis Cox.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Talk about changes in measurements. I could say that I'm down 35 pounds, and in most cases for athletes, that might not be the best thing unless it's what your goal is. But for me, as someone who's in my late 30s, that's a great thing. Again, I'm down 35 pounds. That's in just over 6 weeks, thanks to the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And the thing that I love about Raleigh Weight Loss Center is that not only am I trying to reach a target goal, a target weight, but they also have the intention of keeping you at that weight as well. They want you to maintain that so the weight loss is long-term. Not just, all right, let's get you there and send you on your way. They want you to maintain that goal weight for long-term. And there's no shots, no steroids, no injections, none of the side effects or anything along those lines. It's just resetting and restarting your metabolism. That way your body can do the natural thing, which is burn off that body fat. Again, I'm down 35 pounds. My clothes fit. Actually, a lot of my clothes are fitting loose now. I've actually looked through an old pile of clothes that I was looking to get rid of, because they just weren't fitting. I started trying stuff on. I said, wait a second, these clothes actually fit perfectly now. So it's almost like a brand new wardrobe. Everything about my wardrobe, my sleep, so much has gotten better thanks to the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And you can get in touch with them just by visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call. 919-897-7506 and set up a free consultation. Again, it's a free consultation. Nothing wrong with having a free consultation with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Again, visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com or give them a call. 919-897-7506. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, needs numbers game contestants. We need 2 of them. One of you will win the numbers game and earn yourself a pair of tickets to see Jimmy Carr, stand-up comedian, at DPAC on September 26th. If you want to win, you got to play. If you want to play, you have to call in now. The number to call, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326 for your chance to compete in the numbers game and potentially win those stand-up comedy tickets. We need 2 contestants. Call in now. Numbers game next.
Move your sports day forward.
39 undefeated teams left in college football, and yes, NC State's on the list. ECU, Virginia, Wake. Those wins look pretty good, and they aren't the 3 cupcakes, and now number 19 Indiana faced. The Wolfpack are no longer under the radar. We'll see if pressure makes diamonds or just folds the walls come Saturday at Duke.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The rarest finds, the finest brands, the moment you've been waiting for. September 25th through 27th, discover an unmatched collection of pre-owned Rolex and Cartier watches at Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh's Village District. For 3 days only, shop highly coveted timepieces as well as an expanded selection of luxury pre-owned handbags from the designers you love. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry September 25th through 27th for iconic watches and coveted handbags. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
Hey, it's Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for Clayton Homes. Fall in North Carolina, as we know, means crisp nights, football Saturdays, and big savings with the Red Tag Sales event going on now at Clayton and Oakwood Homes. It's the best time of the year to buy your dream home. And right now, prices are slashed. You can save thousands on select in-stock homes. These are move-in ready homes with huge markdowns, but only while supplies last. Like a strong defense on the field, Clayton-built homes are made to keep you covered. Designed with energy efficiency in mind, you will stay cozy this fall, comfortable year-round, and save money on bills. Check out Clayton and Oakwood Homes to see fully furnished models, explore your options, and lock in savings. And don't wait. These homes are priced to move, and when they're gone, they're gone. The Red Tag Sale going on now at Clayton and Oakwood Homes locations and online at theredtagsale.com. Terms and conditions for the Red Tag Sales event at theredtagsale.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through 12/31. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available within certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. The contestants for today, Matt in Prospect Hill, Patrick in Raleigh. I'm told they are a couple of first-timers, a couple of numbers game rookies looking to battle it out for Jimmy Carr tickets. Stand-up comedian coming to DPAC. Now, as many of you know, but we'll have to explain for the newcomers, we'll bring each of them onto the show. We will ask them the same question. Dennis will pick his favorite answer out of the two. That person will get to go first, and we'll jump into the numbers game. We'll start with Matt in Prospect Hill. Matt, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. The question today, we've been debating what a signature ice cream flavor for Roy Williams would be. Kind of a fun side conversation. So I'll ask you this. If a Ben & Jerry's franchisee came to you, Matt in Prospect Hill, and said, we're giving you a signature ice cream flavored dish, like, you know, toppings, whatever you want, what's your signature ice cream?
I'd maybe go with rainbow sherbet.
Rainbow sherbet. Any mix-ins or any toppings or anything like that?
We can throw some gummy bears on there for my little guy.
All right. Rainbow sherbet with gummy bears. Any follow-up questions, Dennis?
None.
All right. We move to Patrick and Raleigh. Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Same question to you. If a ice cream shop came to you and said, we want to make you a signature ice cream to put on the menu, what are you telling them you want to be your signature dish?
Chocolate waffle cone crunch.
Chocolate waffle cone crunch. All right. Dennis, any follow-ups?
Any other toppings or anything on there?
Maybe some sprinkles and that's.
All right, chocolate waffle cone crunch with sprinkles. Dennis, there you go. You have rainbow sherbet with gummy bears or chocolate waffle cone crunch with sprinkles.
These are polar opposites of each other, I feel like. That's actually a tough one. Because I believe it or not, I'm not the biggest chocolate ice cream fan. I
believe it. I don't know why.
I know. but I like vanilla based stuff. But that's just me.
Well, you don't have any. You don't have any vanilla.
I know, but I'm not. Give me the chocolate waffle cone crunch on this one
with the sprinkles.
I think the texture with the waffle cone is a big thing.
Do you know what I love about when Dennis is the judge? Sometimes we do other topics, and it's just like, oh, that one. Whenever it's food, it's like, all right, let's dive into this. Let's break it down by ingredient. I don't love the chocolate, but the topping, like it's always more of a math equation.
There's a reason why I've had to lose 35 pounds. Okay, just all I'm going to say.
I know, I respect it. I'm not talking down on it. I respect it. That's funny. Patrick and Raleigh gets to go first. Matt in Prospect Hill, don't worry, you have your chance. Just have to sit on hold for a minute. Are you ready to pick a category, Patrick?
Absolutely.
All right, the categories are NFL. I had crab legs with Jameis Winston, meaning they were at one point in time an NFL teammate of Jameis Winston. NFL players that played for teams that don't exist anymore, including teams that have relocated. NBA players that were born in mid-September, or NHL players, Hurricanes throughout history.
Well, as a Canes season ticket member, I'm going to go with the Canes.
All right. I don't want to hype it up too much, but now that you've made that claim, we're expecting big things. Expectations are higher. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. Even though we know the team in this category, we will say it just to keep it fair timing-wise with the other categories. You have 30 seconds, one pass. Any questions before we get started?
Nope.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Jordan Martinook, Carolina Hurricanes.
48.
Correct. Dmitry Orlov, Carolina Hurricanes.
7.
Correct. Jesse Puljujärvi, Carolina Hurricanes.
What was he? 13.
Correct. Tom Barrasso, Carolina Hurricanes.
47.
Incorrect. Steve Leach, Carolina Hurricanes.
Pass.
Tom Barrasso, Carolina Hurricanes. You got 3. Solid. You did fine for being a season ticket holder. Martinook, 48, you had it. Orlov, 7, you had it. Puljujärvi, 13, you had it. For Barrasso, we were looking for 35, and for Leach, we were looking for 27. But 3 is the leader in the clubhouse. Go ahead and stay on the line. We'll see if it holds up.
He did say 47 for Barrasso. He might have been thinking former goaltender James Reimer wore 47. So at least he had a goalie number.
I was going to say, and it's weird how your brain does that. It's those funny things where, I bring up this example all the time. Matt Ryan, people always guess 11. That was Julio Jones' number. I think you just think of that era or that, passing game, and you're just like, 11, I seen the jersey. Just goalies, they get mixed up. It's funny how your memory works. That was Patrick and Raleigh. That means Matt in Prospect Hill is next. Matt, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Perfect. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL players that had crab legs with Jameis Winston, meaning they were teammates in the NFL. NFL players that played for teams that don't exist anymore, including teams that have since relocated to other locations, or NBA players with mid-September birthdays.
Let's do Jameis, NFL with Jameis.
All right. These are all players that were teammates with famous Jameis at some point in his NFL career. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No, sir.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns.
22.
Incorrect. Cameron Jordan, New Orleans Saints.
15.
Incorrect. Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns.
24.
Correct. Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
17.
Incorrect. Cameron Jordan, New Orleans Saints.
98.
Incorrect. Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
11.
Incorrect. Cameron Jordan, New Orleans Saints.
Pass.
Cam Scatterbo, New York Giants.
Do
you want to give a guess for fun?
17.
Incorrect. I set you up for that one.
Yeah,
you got Nick Chubb with 24. Cameron Jordan. I wanted to say Cam Jordan that whole time. Number 94. Chris Godwin, that we would have accepted 12 or 14. He's wore them both. And Scatterbo wears number 44 for the New York Giants. Unfortunately, not enough for the win, Matt, but hopefully you had some fun.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the numbers game, a first-timer there. Patrick and Raleigh.
And play tomorrow, by the way, if you can.
You can, yeah. If you don't win the prize, you can call back in. If you win the prize, you got to wait 30 days. There's rules. But Patrick and Raleigh, first time, first win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've earned yourself some tickets to see Jimmy Carr at DPAC. Just stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to get your prize.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed this. Saying Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I feel like in the middle I'm turning into like a starting a boat motor or something. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And every time I'm just like Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Every time Tampa Bay is in there, for whatever reason, the more times I have to say it, if somebody like keeps getting it wrong, I'm like Simeon Rice, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's very hard not to get caught up on it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. As all of you, play a sad song on the world's smallest violin. Not actually something to complain about, just an observation. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. You want to talk about something that is legit when it comes to complaints. Closing costs on your mortgage, right? It's legit in your complaint because you don't always think about it, right? You budget out a monthly payment. You check the interest rates. They're higher than you want, but you need the house, right? Timing, you can't always choose it. You need to move for a job, family reasons. You need to upsize, downsize, whatever it is. You need your house. You're getting a mortgage. You might not be stoked about the rate, but you budget for it. You find out what's affordable. You get the house. You're at closing. Boom. They hit you with, here's a big old check, cash, we need for closing costs and fees. And you're like, no, I didn't know about this. Well, guess what? At Miller Lending, you don't need it. At Miller Lending, there's no closing costs to complain about because there's no closing costs. They are the home of the no-cost loan. Gordon's been doing no closing cost loans since 1987. And just to be clear, zero means zero, right? No closing costs. They don't take the closing costs, put them in a different place on the ledger and call them a finishing surcharge, right? It's not like they found a thesaurus and they're like, no closing costs, something else. They don't roll it up anywhere else. Zero means zero, no third-party fees, no closing fees, no closing surcharge, no closing cost, none of it, right? So instead of complaining about closing costs, call Miller Lending and have no closing costs on your loan. Give them a call. They can explain more. 919-447-3377. Locally owned, by the way, right here in Cary. So when you call, you're talking to someone nearby. 919-447-3377. That is the number to call. Or you can visit them online as well. MillerLending.com. It's that easy to remember. MillerLending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. When we come back, 2 in-state schools, Division I athletics programs. The schools are merging, and we don't know how this is going to affect everything. Stick around.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan.
Snap back, set down, booted up. It's got the leg. It's got the chance. It is good. A school record 55-yard field goal. Aiden Burr delivers the dagger that slays the Tigers.
College football on The Fan is powered by Roofworks and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Angie, and I'm in Orlando, Florida. How can I help you today?
Great. You're still there. It must be like 3 a.m.
We're always here 24/7. What can I do for you?
I know it's late, but I wanted to ask you about the best place to set up my router.
It's never too late. We'll have you up and running in no time.
Only Spectrum has 24/7, 100% US-based customer support. It's only everything. Spectrum fiber-powered internet. It's the fastest and most reliable internet. Go to Spectrum.com to learn more.
Hello, I'm John Heister for John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay Varina. You know, people are asking us, how are you selling so many cars all of a sudden? Well, did you know that the Beltline has opened up the outer loop? We're only 28 minutes from Knightdale. We're only 19 minutes from Clayton and 15 minutes from Apex. We're now the most convenient Chevrolet dealership to reach in the Triangle. It's just one more reason to get off your keister and come to Heister.
Now at John Heister Chevrolet, get up to $11,000 off a new 2025 Chevy Silverado RST or 2.9 for 72 months. See dealer for details. Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Adam Golden. I am in studio with the one and only Sammy Hanna from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I'm going to be seeing you this weekend for the open house.
Hey, Adam, I'm excited. I'm honored to be here with you. And yeah, this Friday, Saturday is our biannual open house, and glad to do it once again and looking forward to a great function.
So what are the big attractions? Not me. I am not an attraction. What are the big attractions for the open house?
Well, all of our radio hosts are always a big attraction, so please come out and see your radio host. I'm going to be there. My sales staff's going to be there. All my employees are there. So it's just a great time to come out and meet the staff, learn something about all your home improvement needs. We're going to have food as always. Food's always great. We're going to have Bojangles for breakfast. We've got our food trucks and ice cream for lunch. And then we've got some great giveaways. We're giving away thousands of dollars and gift certificates. We're having a big drawing this year for 2,000 square feet of James Hardy siding, which is the first time we've ever done that. It's just a great time to come out and have a great time with us.
There you go. 800-672-4348. Friday till 5, Saturday till 4. See you there.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Every once in a while, a piece of news comes across your desk, and it's a true, double take moment. where you're just like, wait, that can't be. Let me look at this. That can't be right. I had one of those. Queens University in Charlotte and Elon University are merging. They're two becoming one.
Reportedly. Apparently.
WCNC Charlotte has in a landmark announcement, this is the reporting from WCNC in Charlotte, for North Carolina's higher education landscape, Queens University of Charlotte and Elon University revealed plans for a collaborative merger during a news conference yesterday, marking what officials called a historic day for the region. Queens University acting president announced the agreement, describing it as a decision grounded in the vision that is bold and amplifies the strengths of both universities. Now, that is like school administration announcement, right? That's the universities making an announcement. On our show, once you get over that's a crazy thing to hear, you go straight to, well, what does that mean for the athletics programs, right? Because they're both Division I athletics programs. This is not a small deal there. Are they going to stay apart? Are they going to merge? Is suddenly when in business, when there's a merger, it's like, all right, now we've got two directors of sales. We're going to keep one of you. You know what I mean? Is it suddenly like everyone's got to, where there's overlap, every team has to audition for their job and they're only going to keep one of them? Like, what happens here? And in the immediate aftermath of the announcement, the correct answer was kind of like, well, we don't know yet. Again, WCNC in Charlotte had some reporting. Both the Queens Royals and Elon Phoenix compete in NCAA Division I sports. When asked if either school will have to change its naming or branding, a source told WCNC that, quote, details on conference alignment / branding will be determined this fall. I'd be a bit uneasy. Right? With branding, a conference alignment? What? It's an interesting deal here, and I'm kind of interested if this sort of thing doesn't happen maybe more often, as it becomes more and more expensive to run an athletics program. Even if the schools don't merge, if somehow you can work some kind of partnership to where you still want the game day atmosphere, you still want Division I sports on campus, but maybe the price gets a little ahead of you, and things like this could happen. I'm thinking outside the box here because we don't really know what the future is for two programs that, depending on the sport, have had some real success.
I know when I coached college sports, I coached in the Division III level. Mm-hmm. And there were times where, especially, for example, there's a few schools in Southern California and the LA area that were smaller universities, but they individually couldn't support their own athletic departments. So sometimes there'd be 2 or 3 schools that would be a combined athletic department, even though their academics were separate. So I've seen that before, and I've actually coached against some of these programs before. So it's not unique in that regard, but the fact that these two schools are merging, when one's in Burlington or the edge of Burlington, the other one's on the northern end of Charlotte. Again, like how that far of a distance between campuses? Again, how does that work? Like, are freshmen and sophomores at one location or juniors and seniors at another? But how does athletics work? Because Queens has men's lacrosse. They don't have Elon doesn't have men's lacrosse. Elon has women's, so does Queens. Queens is also a freshly Division I school. They've moved up from Division II. Queens doesn't have football. Elon does. How does this all work? What conference are you in? There's so many questions in regards to how this is actually going to operate. If you play men's basketball, are you at the Burlington campus? Or your women's basketball, are you at the Charlotte campus? Again, how is this all going to work? I'm really intrigued to see how this is all going to play out.
And like I said, I like these programs are not throwaway programs in either direction, right? They do have obviously different sports that they're maybe, I don't want to say good at, but that they're more traditionally respected in. But it would be one thing if this were like a low Division II program and a Division I high program. It would just be like, all right, the Division I is going to almost swallow up the Division II, and when this is like, there's some real decisions to be made here, and I think the locations deal is also kind of interesting. Like, do they rebrand as schools? Does one become, new college, and then the other is like new college satellite campus in Charlotte or satellite campus, and I don't know. It doesn't happen often where like established schools like this that have been around and have some roots put down suddenly are changing things at a whole scale level. My brother went to Elon, so I'm actually seeing him this weekend, and I'm going to be like, so what is going on with the Fighting Phoenix? Like, what's going on here? And see if he, has some back channels we can work through. There's a lot. I actually know a decent amount of people that went to Elon.
And I've actually known some people that work and coach at Queens and actually went to school at Queens. So I'm curious. I need to hit them up and see what they think about all this.
I would be very nervous if I were an athlete or a coach in the programs when they're just like, we're going to decide in the fall. It's like, well, wait a minute here. It kind of impacts my future in a very, very big way. What do you mean you're gonna decide in the fall? I want some facts on the table real quick.
So it's the Queens Royals. You have the Elon Phoenix. Are they the Royal Phoenix?
I don't hate that move.
I'm not gonna lie. Royal Phoenix is a pretty badass looking mascot.
It's like a fiery bird with a crown.
Yes. Yes.
Kind of dope.
See, now we're creating ice cream flavors. Now we're coming up with mascots today.
How crazy? Like, how far down the road do we want to take this? Because now,
how far does the road go?
I'm thinking conference realignment, right? Maybe there's a super league, or maybe the SEC or the Big Ten are now poaching everybody, and there's a couple programs that are maybe individually not worth an invite to the big money super teams club, but if they were to combine, maybe they would be more attractive. Do you start having almost these alliances where? Right?
Easy now. We've seen the ACC in an alliance before. That didn't quite work out. They went that full Game of Thrones on us.
It's true. I'm just thinking of like some of the non-power conference Florida schools. If like FAU and FIU are like, Big 12 doesn't want either of us, but they might want us combined.
If we're combined.
Like, and I don't know the geography of those schools, so they might be like 8 hours apart. Like, Florida's a big state. But if there's something like that out there where it's like, you know what, we could do some things here, or like I don't know. I'm just spitballing here because did Queens and Elon just leapfrog? I don't know, some of the other mid-major programs in the state of North Carolina, because it's like individually we might not have the chip stacks, but now we combine them, we got a little cash to throw around. Few interesting things there. Maybe I've taken it too far. Let's put a bow on that one.
Let's go Royal Phoenix.
Royal Phoenix. We'll see how it goes. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Quickly here, Tim Donnelly for DraftKings Sportsbook, where the NFL season is rolling along, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scored, anytime touchdown props, or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. If you're looking to bet on a anytime touchdown score, maybe for tomorrow's game, Miami, Buffalo in-division matchup. How about James Cook? He seems to have some pretty good touchdown scoring luck, -175. If you want a bigger payout, Jalen Waddle, if his shoulder holds up, +180 anytime touchdown score. If you want to go even further, maybe you think the Dolphins' offense is really a mess. How about Buffalo Bills defense or special teams to score a touchdown at +475? If you think Tua is due for a pick six. Those are all options, but lines and odds are subject to change. So head to the Sportsbook app, DraftKings Sportsbook app. Look around for yourself. New customers, I have something else for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. How does that happen? I'll tell you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD at signup. That's code TIMD with no spaces to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. I'll just put this. The betting touchdowns is really fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like betting the over in that you're never out of it. Somebody can always score a touchdown. So it's fun to make your games more entertaining.
By the way, we only have about a minute left here.
All right.
But before we get to Overdrive, with how smart our listeners are, J-Rob said this actually happened in Indianapolis. Remember IUPUI, Indiana University? Yeah. Well, Purdue backed out because that was a joint campus between those two universities, but now it's just Indiana University, Indianapolis. It's like their own satellite campus because Purdue pulled out of it now. But it's
so that's almost reverse of what's happening here.
Yeah.
They split rather than conjoined.
Yeah, so they had a joint campus in Indianapolis because neither school was located in Indy, and they had its own athletics program. So I'm curious to see what is going to come from all this.
Iwipui is a legendary 15 seed. They would just pop up in the bracket every now and then.
Now it's just Indiana University of Indianapolis.
Nah, it's less exciting.
Like UNC at Chapel Hill?
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just less exciting. Overdrive coming up next here on 99.9 The Fan. Starting off with a conversation about what is lacking with the Carolina Panthers defense. They were back at practice today. Pat Jones off to the side with the injured players. Little update there. But a Panthers defense conversation coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful evening and download the 99.9 The Fan app to your phone. See ya.
Finally.
Yes, finally. There's an app for 99.9 The Fan.
Finally!
Listen to your favorite hosts, your teams, and live sports action.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! They are destroying the Chiefs!
And